touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. I see a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of every
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?
All right. All right, so welcome back, everyone. So let's get back into it. Everyone, please be so kind as to hit that like and share button, please. Okay, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have not been receiving your notifications, please do a double check to make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. People often become unsubscribed. With that all being said, we're about to get into part 2 of Diddy's trial. Here we are at day 11, and they actually have, tried to get a mistrial, but doesn't look like it's going down. Okay, so with that all been said, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes, and we'll get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she has this marvelous beard oil for you men, okay, that your women will absolutely love, and so will you. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me get my earphones in. Okay, so Panther Strike says, Queen, you've been mixing in the studio. Honey, not the queen. Okay, that was Images by Malcolm. He has his own channel, and he took it upon himself to create that remix, which I absolutely love. Okay, so shout out to Images by Malcolm, and thank you for remixing my song. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's get into it and see what is going on here. Okay, so just 12 minutes or 14 minutes ago, they said the judge is back on the bench and the parties are going over some issues before the jury returns. What issues might these be? I have several questions. The defense still trying their luck and getting a mistrial, honey, but it's not going to work. Okay, Diddy and the defense all need to sit down somewhere. But let's go to Inner City Press because he's posted another video. AJ said, Queen, I think I know your whole song by heart now. Thank you, beloved. And don't forget, you all can find my music on all streaming platforms. Okay, here we go.
All right, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here outside the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, we're halfway through day 11 of U.S. versus Sean Combs. Today, 2 law enforcement witnesses. one from the LAPD and one from the fire department. The fire department witness, Jimenez, gave rise to the first, I believe, mistrial motion by the defense. Here's how it went. The prosecution was trying to sort of defang the idea that there was a partial female positive on the bottle used to burn Kid Cudi's car. So they went into then the fingerprint cards and they said, didn't these get destroyed? Yes, in 2012. And were they destroyed without your knowledge, Inspector Jimenez? Yes, they were. Would it have been normal for you to have had to approve the destruction? Yes, it would. So basically, it was immediately a sidebar and then a motion by Alexander Shapiro for a mistrial, saying that the jury had been left with the impression that Combs had used connections in the LAPD to get the witness cards done. The judge said not so much. They never heard that, and the questions are not evidence. But he did give a curative instruction, saying not to consider not only the answers, but even the questions about these fingerprint cards. Whether this is going to show up in an actual appeal to the Second Circuit, well, I guess that would have to depend if there's a guilty verdict. But it's been defanged, and now there's a guy called Deonte Nash. He's a stylist. He's kind of sassy. So he's an interesting witness because he says things like, "Oh yeah, that's the bomb. She was the bomb," or "I look great." He's going to testify in the afternoon. Apparently, that Cassie told him she didn't want to have shit. She was made to freak off on her birthday. There's already been some discussion about that. I'm going to toot Intercity Press's horn. In the first week we filed with Judge Subramanian saying that too much stuff wasn't going into the docket, and now it's going into the docket. So we get a little preview of these issues, but there was no preview of this fingerprint card imbroglio. So there's that. During this lunch break, I went and caught a sentencing. Judge Swain, 90 months for a guy for gun trafficking and.
All right, so shout out to Matthew Russell from Inner City Press. And as you heard, he said basically what we already had found out, that in fact they were alluding, the prosecution that is, were alluding to the fact that Diddy had some ties in the LAPD that likely got rid of the fingerprints, okay? And I absolutely believe it. And here's the thing. If you all remember, it was Fahim Muhammad. I did a whole video on him about him purchasing 198 acres of land out on the southern border. I said, why is anyone buying that desolate land out there like that? It's clearly, mountainous terrain and just not very, didn't look like it was very good for, growing crops or anything like that, starting a garden. I'm just saying, and a whole bunch of crime goes on out there with these coyotes and the cartels coming across the border and all of these various things, okay? So I just wonder if it was Mr. Fahim Muhammad who, in fact, got someone that he knew at the LAPD to get rid of those prints for Diddy. Okay, Durana said, indeed you did, Queen. Thank you, beloved. And also, let's not forget that Mr. Fahim Muhammad was also not only Diddy's chief of security, but also Michael Jackson's. In fact, he was there in the room when Michael Jackson died. I showed you all the video of that too, okay, when he was testifying on the stand. And I find that all very suspicious, don't you? Because this man, remember, I did a thorough investigation on him. This man went to college for business, okay, for business management or something like that. And how in the world did this man get into doing, being chief bodyguard to these big time celebrities like Michael Jackson and Diddy when he clearly went to college for something else? I find it all interesting, don't you? Okay, so anyway, let's see what else Matthew has posted. Okay, so far nothing else, because according to CNN, okay, just 1 minute ago, celebrity stylist is back on the stand. Deonte Nash, celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura, is back on the stand. The jury is now entering. Okay, so we haven't missed a beat. Okay, we haven't missed a beat. So that all been said, we'll wait for further updates. While we do, let's see what Emily has posted on her Instagram. Okay, it looks like she has pictures of the sons. It looks like Quincy and Justin walking inside the courtroom. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Here we go.
Hey, Justin, where JC is at? Where's all those people that was with your father? Where they at? Where they at? Where's J-Lo at? Where's J-Lo at? Where's Jay-Z at? Where's LeBron? He's all cooked, and ain't no party like the Diddy party. He's all cooked, like the Diddy party with LeBron.
You're not tripping.
Where's his friends at right now? Why they abandon him? Can you tell me that? Why did they abandon him?
Let me mute that. Now, as you can see, that's the guy that's always wearing the Free Diddy t-shirt right there in the front with Puff on his hat. So it looks like they were leaving for lunchtime, probably going to get them a bite to eat, honey. Might as well, because it's going to be a long day. Okay, it's going to be a long day. Now, that all being said, that's all Emily has posted. She usually does a recap later on after court is finished. Okay, DJ Big Six said, great question. Okay, so I just want you all to pay attention, and this is all so interesting. Okay, DJ Big Six said, why did they abandon Diddy? Honey, you know why they abandoned Diddy, for the same reason I would have abandoned Diddy. Okay, all these nefarious charges, these people don't want to get canceled. They don't want to be acting as if they condone any of Diddy's alleged nefarious behavior. Okay, so they just have to, you know, they just have to fall back and act like they don't know Diddy at this point. Y'all heard what Jay-Z said, DJ Big Six? Y'all heard what Jay-Z said? Jay-Z said he don't even know Diddy like that. They were never friends. Isn't that what he said? Honey, everybody is running for cover, okay? So that all been said, what was the last thing we were listening to before we left? I didn't even write it down. Was it the Breakfast Club interview? Or not interview, but was it the Breakfast Club talking about Lauren, with Lauren LaRosa talking? I can't remember. Anyway, I'll go to something. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, so here's something interesting. So you guys, I have something for you. This is supposedly Capricorn Clark's full testimony. So what they have done is they clearly have the transcripts and they're reading it so that it sounds like, you know, like you hear the audio of like as if she was actually speaking. Okay, so I'm going to go to that. Hold on, let me cue this video. All right, looks like they've got Matthew from Inner City Press up here on the screen. Says Capricorn Clark, I put my resume on Monster after the World Trade Center thing. He said, you'd work for me? I was like, maybe. He was acting on Broadway and Raising in the Sun. I was impressed. Agnifilo said he had a major part. Capricorn said he was a star. You all remember when Diddy played in Raising in the Sun, honey? He did a stellar performance, I might say, with his nefarious self. But anyway, let me put an overlay over this. So there, like I said, this is supposedly some audio of Capricorn's testimony, I think.
He was a star. Then I shadowed him on the Vote or Die campaign. My job was to get the t-shirts on the celebrities and into the photo shoots. I'd call them and say, Puff wanted them to come.
And they came?
They did.
How long before the jewelry missing thing?
It was about 4 months. On the 4th of July, he threw a white party at his home on the Hamptons that year with Vote or Die.
When did the jewels missing happen?
After July 4th, the jewels were still on loan from Jacob the jeweler.
Who else got lie detector?
Mike B., his stylist. He too had gone to street level of 1440 for manicures. The lie detector test was the next day.
You never told HR?
No, I got fired for 3 weeks.
How did you get unfired?
I went to work on his 35th birthday at Cipriani to do the celebrity list. I came back.
2004 to 2006?
Not all.
As personal assistant?
Then liaison. I was making $65,000 for Combs, then $90 at Jive.
Why'd you come back to Combs?
I had gotten top records for R. Kelly. Mr. Combs said he was impressed, asked me to come back for Sean Jean for women. I think I was a really good employee for him.
He told you were awesome?
He did not use that word.
You worked hard for him?
I did.
Others worked hard too, right?
Not as hard as me. I did learn a lot from Mr. Combs. He broke that glass ceiling for us Black people in the business world.
Do you need a minute?
No, it's just complicated.
At this moment, they took a break, then continued.
When you went into the park, it was to Tavern on the Green.
We parked there. Earlier in the day in the park, we ran into Nas.
When you say he had Ms. Ventura's spin, who was there? Let me show you what you said. You said Lorianne Gibson was there?
They misheard me.
When did you first meet Cassie Ventura?
I met her with Ryan Leslie.
Why did you not
Hi, it's Meryl from Tune Yards. Listen to our new song, How Big is the Rainbow, on YouTube and YouTube Shorts, your one-stop shop.
get along with Cassie sometimes?
In 2008, she got more bravado being his girlfriend the longer it lasted. She thought I was being paid to help her.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge sustained it and told the defense to re-ask it.
What did you see?
She went from being a sweet model to being a feisty girlfriend.
Do you think she was talented,
She had talent and was very beautiful.
but not talented?
She was not. I have good taste. Talented to me is Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. Cassie, she was more of a studio musician. She needed things equalized.
Did she perform live?
A couple times. Not the greatest.
Was she a hard worker?
At times.
When wasn't she a hard worker?
She preferred to be with her boyfriend. When we moved to LA after Kim had the twins, 2009-ish, I saw her developing more of her relationship with Puff, with Mr. Combs.
He supported her?
Yes, with Stylist.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm probably not going to play all of this just because we've heard it all before, okay, at the end of the day. And this is actually AI. You can tell it's AI because when they say Sean John, they said Sean Jean, okay? So clearly AI. Now let's go to Inner City Press. There's nothing yet from CNN. They posted last 9 minutes ago, but from Inner City Press 4 minutes ago, it says, Donaldson objects. Okay, Diddy's attorney, Donaldson, Xavier, he says objection. The judge says overruled. Nash says very hard. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything before that to get some context here. Okay, so apparently he's testifying as to Diddy hitting Cassie. I would imagine that's what he asked. And then so his attorney objected, and then the judge overruled. And then so Nash continued with his testimony saying very hard. We ran to the room, but Puff pushed it open. He continued to attack Cassie with his fist. AUSA said, what did you do to try to help Cassie? Nash said, I jumped on Puff's back. He threw me off. Mia, too. Now, mind you, Mia is also supposed to be testifying today. This is, I believe, one of Diddy's former assistants. They said that the name Mia was a pseudonym. So anyway, Nash then says, Cassie's head hit the bed frame. She was bleeding, but Puff continued hitting her. Now, I want you all to pay attention because that nasty gash that I showed you all on Cassie's forehead, like on the side of her eyebrow, on the left-hand side, I believe that is what she received from him knocking her head when she hit her head against the bed. That is likely where she got that deep gash from. And also, it was reported that she had to get plastic surgery, okay, to fix that up. So that's probably exactly where that gash came from. So the stories are all adding up, is all I'm saying. These people are verifying each other's stories if you pay attention. Okay, so then he said he jumped on Puff's back and he threw me off. Mia too. Okay, Nash says Cassie's head hit the bed frame. She was bleeding, but Puff continued hitting her. AUSA said, where was Mia? Nash says, getting towels. AUSA said, what did Mr. Combs say to you, Mia, and Cassie? Nash says, he said, look what y'all made me do. He said she'd go to a plastic surgeon. Okay, bam. So there it is. That's exactly the bruise, the scar that I was talking about, because she did have to go to have plastic surgery. Diddy is the damn devil himself, okay? It doesn't matter what anybody says. Diddy is absolutely the devil. You're going to make somebody hit their damn head against a bed frame, and then you keep on kicking and stomping them? A whole demon. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. A whole darn demon is what he is. That's right. The Inkwell said typical response from an abuser. Exactly. You know, and a narcissist at that, because the thing is, narcissists never accept any culpability or accountability for the things that they do. It's always someone else who made them do it. Look what y'all made me do. Really, Diddy? Okay, no one made you do that except for your demons, if you want to blame it on someone other than yourself. So, okay, so now AUSA says, with who? So this is more testimony from Nash. Okay, AUSA says, with who? Nash says, D-Rock. He was Puff's security. Now, mind you, you heard it here first when I told you that D-Rock and Christina Coram, Neil Dominique, and what is the other? C. Gutta. Those are all Diddy's co-conspirators who are likely going to roll on him. But the interesting thing is they have not been able to find Christina Coram or D-Rock. They have not been able to find them to subpoena them, which I find very interesting. Honey, they're probably already in Costa Rica where I'm headed if Diddy gets off. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, Nash says D-Rock, he was Puff's security. AUSA says, after that, when did you see her? Nash says the next day, FaceTime or something like that. She had a gash in her eyebrow. Yep, same scar, you guys. AUSA says, were you once cooking with Cassie when Mr. Combs got violent? Nash says, yes. Puff came. AUSA says, what did Mr. Combs say? Nash says, he said, y'all better get out of my house. He was grabbing her by the hair. He pushed her out the door, then began to do the same to me. But I don't have hair. He popped me. He told me to go downstairs and wait. Oh, honey, Diddy was whooping arse and taking names, honey. Why didn't they all just jump him? Because if that had been me and my friends, baby, we would have jumped Diddy just as sure as his name. Okay. Then Nash says they came down and Puff was berating us. As we drove off, we got a phone call. Donaldson says objection. The judge says new question. AUSA says call from who? Nash says Puff. He told us to stop. And then he came to the window. He said he put her SEX tapes all on the internet. Low down dirty devil. Do y'all hear this? You done beat this woman, knocked her head against the darn headboard till there's a gash. She tries to flee the scene. And this is what you do? Call them and make threats? Diddy, I see why you're in a Rico by yourself, honey. Okay? Diddy was a one-man mafia. Diddy was a mix of the mafia, the rug with the D cartels, okay, and anything else nefarious you want to throw into the pot. That's what he was. Okay, y'all know it. Some of y'all want Diddy to get off, but I just don't know why. Mel said Diddy is just evil. Exactly, honey. He is the definition of the word nefarious. Okay, and for those of you who have purchased my t-shirts from my store, thank you so much. The rest of you, please go check out the store and see if you like those t-shirts. You know, the ones with nefarious on it. I might have to put a picture of Diddy on their necks, honey. He is so egregious. Okay. Okay, so anyway, nothing else from CNN at this point. They did, however, do a brief write-up about the Punisher offering an apology to Cassie. We heard the video on the first broadcast. We saw the entire interview. So if anyone missed the first half of the broadcast, please go back and watch that. Okay, so let's get back to this audio that we're listening to.
Other musicians, all the components to make a star.
Did she get more help than others?
Yes, Young Jock and a group from Atlanta. I developed French Montana. I ran into Cassie. She said she had a new deal with Epic. I dressed her like David Bowie. We did a photo shoot at my house. We wrote a mini movie and shot it for the project.
What about Official Girl?
The one and only Botox Cosmetic, the only product of its kind, FDA approved for over 20 years.
Super cute video.
King of Hearts?
It was fresh. Puff liked it.
Cassie had a green wig?
Yes.
We moved to admit this witness.
At this moment, the prosecution said there is a sealing issue.
You don't remember this email?
I don't.
Here in 2012, you are setting up a recording session for Cassie.
Mario Wienans was, for the chairman.
For Mr. Combs?
Yes.
When did you learn Cassie was dating Kid Cudi?
Fall of 2011. I picked her up there.
You believed that after Thanksgiving, Ms. Ventura and Kid Cudi were, what?
Getting to know each other.
Why'd you get her a burner phone at Best Buy?
I told her, you cannot do this on your bad boy phone.
How did you know about burner phones?
I grew up in Los Angeles.
In December 2011, Mr. Combs was at an orphanage in Almaty, Kazakhstan.
I heard it was Russia.
How did Mr. Combs get into your building?
I was told the security guard got fired.
What was his name?
Some random security guard.
What did he look like?
Black guy, younger than 35.
What was Mr. Combs doing with the gun?
He had it in his hand.
He wasn't pointing it at you?
No.
But you told the government he pointed it at you.
It says, or waved it around. That's more correct.
Where did you change into street clothes?
In my closet.
Isn't it true you went so that Mr. Combs wouldn't do something stupid?
No, I went because he said he didn't care. I didn't want to go.
He's a jealous guy?
He has a bad temper.
To the Escalade, did you pass a security guard?
I saw him in his little hut.
Mr. Combs was behind the driver with a gun on his lap. You made a call?
Not then.
Did you look at Kid Cudi's door to see if they could get through it?
I was not really paying attention. I was so in my head, trying to plan my next step. I was praying that Cudi was not in there.
Did Cassie have 2 rooms?
Cudi took her to one room. She had another.
You are 100% that you called and told them Puff had a gun?
Yes, I said it very quickly. I didn't want Puff to see me on the phone.
Did you say that Lauren London was on the phone with you and Cassie and Cudi?
No, only part of the time. I wanted someone to know where I was.
What did you tell her?
I'm scared of mountain lions.
Mountain lions?
I don't know if you know the Hollywood Hills coyotes. Maybe Lauren was on the phone. Maybe. It's such a long time ago.
Are you aware that Lauren and Mr. Combs were friends for years after this?
Yes.
Then you see the Porsche coming up the hill?
Yes. Cudi is in the black Porsche. He stops next to us, then speeds off. We chase him.
Then?
He loses us. We turn away. Then we see police pass us.
You go to pick up Cassie and go where?
Cudi's house. There was ADT there.
Then you go to Mr. Combs' house and you say you see Mr. Combs kicking Cassie there and even in the street?
Yes.
You hung up on the fire inspector?
I did.
When you were on vacation, it was with who?
Rihanna.
After you were fired, what job did you get?
I was hired by Chris Lighty to work for 50 Cent.
Here you wrote to Mr. Combs, one day you'll forgive me. Anyway, be well.
Yes.
You wrote on February 28th, 2015, your grace period to be mad at me has surpassed the agreed time, LOL. You wrote that.
Yes, sir.
Please read that out loud.
I wrote, she was never my friend. She wanted me gone, I realized.
Did you think Cassie wanted you gone?
Sorry. This is complicated for me. I felt that I was Puff's protector. I felt I was the only one gone. She was still there, and things were getting worse. I tried to keep professionalism as the goal.
You thought you could be his protector?
It was to move the ball toward the goal, to inspire.
Did it hurt that he would only take you back because Cassie wanted?
Yes, I have no parents. My son is autistic. My stakes are higher, sir.
Can I talk to the government?
At this moment, they had a sidebar and then continued.
Just a few more minutes and we'll get you out today.
Thank you, sir.
You did a lot of great work with Cassie in 2016 and 2017, right?
I believed so.
Cassie had addiction problems?
Yes.
You made a short movie with her?
It was called Love a Loser.
You wrote to him asking for forgiveness?
I wanted my life back, my dream, my competency.
When you met with me, you wanted to work for him, right?
We discussed it.
Nothing further.
At this moment, the redirect began.
How much was Mr. Combs required to pay you?
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar. Then they continued.
What happened with the job with Chris Lighty?
He died the day before I was supposed to start. Then, at Interscope, it wasn't about a job. They told me to leave Puff alone.
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
I was blacklisted.
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
Why did you return to work for Mr. Combs?
So people could see I wasn't disposable. At this level of business, he held all the power.
Why did you meet them?
Get my life back.
In the kidnapping? Did Mr. Combs carry a gun?
Yes.
At this moment, the day in court was over, and that was Capricorn Clark's testimony today. What do you think about it? Who do you think did better, the prosecution?
All right, so you all heard that. Very interesting. She did a good job up there, and she was crying throughout, you guys. My friend told me that they kept asking her, you know, did she need some water? Did she need to be excused for a second or whatever? She was really bent out of shape. Okay. AJ says, I forgot to tell you I did buy my daughter some of the hair products. It works good on her. She's mixed and has curly hair. All right, honey. All right. Well, shout out to 12 Tribes, okay, with the good products. Okay, so with that all being said, someone else had a comment that I wanted to read. Oh, it was Andrew. Andrew said, Queen, don't go to Costa Rica. Come to Queensland. You know, I just might, beloved. I've always wanted to come to the land down under. And so maybe I will come there. And if I do, I have to meet David Icke. Okay. I have been, you know, a follower and a fan of David Icke's ever since he did that wonderful interview about the reptilian agenda with Shaman Cradle Mutua from the Zulus. So yes, with that all being said, I just might do that. If Diddy gets off, I have to run, y'all. I got to run. Panther Strike said, Queen, I'm inclined to say I believe her. Hollywood is all about image. Absolutely. Okay, Andrew said, okay, thank you. No, thank you, beloved. Okay, I'll see you when I get there, honey, because if Diddy gets off, child, I got to pack my bags and head for the hills. Okay, now let's get back into it. Here's the latest update, and this is from less than a minute ago from CNN. Stylist Deonte Nash testified that he watched Sean Diddy Combs attack Cassandra Ventura in a rage sometime in 2013 or 2014 when he was helping Ventura pack for a trip. Nash said that he answered the door when Combs arrived because Ventura was asleep on the couch. Combs came in yelling at Ventura about how she allegedly didn't answer her phone. Fool, she was asleep, Diddy. Damn, can't she take a nap? Oh my goodness, what a tyrant. Nash said that he watched Combs grab her by the hair and pull her off the couch and start hitting her. All of this because she didn't answer her phone. This is so darn crazy. AJ said, Queen, you can always come to Vegas. You know, my son lives in Vegas. I plan to come there, come to Vegas to visit sometime this summer. Okay, so now this is all crazy. Says he started hitting her. Nash said he ran into Ventura's bedroom with Ventura and one of Combs' assistants. The assistant has been identified in this trial as Mia. Okay, now Combs rushed, or shall I say Maya. Combs pushed the door open as they tried to lock him out. Combs continued to attack Ventura, hitting and kicking her until she hit her head on the bed frame. That hurts even every time I read it, seriously. Nash and Maya both jumped on Combs' back, but he threw them off. Combs finally stopped when he noticed the blood. When he noticed the blood, he just panicked. Nash said Combs said to them, "Look what y'all made me do." Yeah, Diddy, sit down somewhere. Nash said he dialed 911, but someone told him to hang up before the call connected. He testified he can't remember who told him to hang up. Honey, it was Diddy. Okay, Combs told them Ventura would go to a plastic surgeon with his security guard. When Nash saw Ventura on a video call the next day, she had a gash on her forehead near her eyebrows and stitches. Just a darn shame. You know something? The thing is, I wonder, these doctors that Diddy was sending Kim and Cassie to, because remember, there was supposedly allegedly a doctor who was flown out to Diddy's yacht when Kim Porter ended up with a broken nose once when they were fighting. So, you know, I wonder what this doctor or doctors, if it was more than one, I wonder what they had to have been thinking, okay, about these women showing up with broken noses, gashes, and just all sorts of, you know, injuries that surely came from a beating. You know, I just wonder what they thought about that. It's just really sad and so embarrassing. Can you imagine? You're getting ready to go on a trip. You're packing your bags. You stop to take a nap. And then next thing you know, this idiot comes in and starts pounding you and then bashes your darn head against a bed frame. Like, this is all so sick. I really hate Diddy. Diddy is the damn devil. Okay, and I don't hate many people, but I darn sure hate his ass. He was doing the most. Okay, and look how little Cassie is. Look how little Cassie is. That's a darn shame. Honey, I would have bit the hell out of Diddy. I would have bit a chunk out of his damn throat, okay? I would have bit him right where his jugular vein is or his darn carotid artery. Honey, Diddy wouldn't have messed with me but once. If y'all saw the movie Sinners, if y'all remember when Mary bit Stack, yeah, that's how I would have done Diddy. All that blood would have been gushing. Honey, that would have been the end of his ass. And it would have been self-defense. Okay, it would have been self-defense because I would have let him hit me at least one good time so that when the police arrive on the scene, I can show them the wound and say it was self-defense. Honey, I had to bite a chunk. Okay, dirty dog. Okay, honey, some people's parents and uncles and stuff didn't teach them how to fight, honey, but mine did. Okay, mine absolutely did, honey. Okay, we took taekwondo. I used to box. Honey, I know how to defend myself. I would have beat the hell out of Diddy. I would have kicked him right in that little Tootsie Roll of his, honey, and made his knees knock. Okay, made his damn knees knock. And when his knees knocked, that makes him shorter. And then I would have gave him an uppercut right in the chin, and then I'd have hit him right across the bridge of that damn nose. Diddy, I would have effed your ass up is all I'm saying, honey. You want to sit here and bully people who can't really defend themselves against you. Okay? Low down, dirty devil. Anyway, let me get off my rant, honey. I'm just so mad at the end of the day. I'm just so mad. AJ said, Queen, I'll kick the man in his Tootsie Roll now. Okay. Not AJ said he'll kick him in his Tootsie Roll right now. I know that's right. Look at Just Joy. Talking about got me rolling at my desk at work. Don't let me get y'all in trouble, honey. Y'all better laugh low. Okay. Mel said, Queen, I'm floored. I'm very serious. Okay. I am very serious, honey. Please. I fight dudes too, or at least I've been known to a couple of times. Now, with that all being said, Let us go to this next video where they claim they uncovered Diddy's death threats. Okay, so this is from ABC. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is from TMZ. They talk about Diddy's death threats, honey. So let's get into it. Now, of course, you know I have to have a overlay for this because TMZ doesn't play any games, honey, when it comes to their videos. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share, beloveds. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. Let me get this overlay on there.
I might have to kill you. She was accused of stealing. So they give her this lie detector test. And the person who was giving her the lie detector test said, this is, wow. She says this is her testimony. The examiner said, if you fail, they're going to throw you into the East River. So day 10 of testimony in the Diddy trial. Before we get to the testimony, one of the things we got to talk about, maybe the bigger story overall, not for the trial so much, but the star witness, Cassie Ventura. We broke a story this morning that she was in a hospital in New York City in the labor unit. We don't know yet if she has actually given birth. This was about the right time from what we had been told. She was actually, her due date was sometime last week. And we know that the judge, when she was testifying that week, said, we can absolutely not bring her back beyond these 5 days. And we know that that was because there were concerns she would go into labor in court, and that would really throw things off. So last week being the due date, this week, I got to say, we did get one source telling us that there were some complications when she went to the hospital. Now, we don't.
Okay, so Cassie is fine. She delivered a healthy baby boy. Okay, this came out like 40 minutes ago. Cassie Ventura gives birth, welcomes baby number 3 with husband Alex fine. Okay, 2 weeks after she testified in Diddy's nefarious trial. The arrival comes 3 months after Cassie, who recently testified in her ex Sean Diddy Combs' trafficking trial, announced her pregnancy on Instagram in a series of family photos with her and Alex's daughter Frankie, age 5, and Sonny, age 3, captioning the February 19th post with a simple hashtag number 3. Okay, as for Alex, who she wed in 2019, he posted his own announcement calling the pregnancy and his family the best gift that I could ask for. The trainer shared a similar sentiment before they welcomed eldest Frankie 3 months after their Malibu, California vows, promising to show his baby girl the greatest love and affection now and forever. Saying, I never thought my heart could grow bigger after meeting your mother. Then I found out we were having you, and I instantly felt a love that is so indescribable. That's what he posted on June of 2019. I promise to be at every dance recital, concert, sporting event, school plays, whatever you decide to do, I will be there and support you. I am your #1 fan. Okay, that's what he said when Frankie was born. And they have a lovely pictures of them together. Okay, so now with that all been said, Cassie has had that baby, honey, and the baby is healthy, according to reports. I don't know what she named it, but hey, if I had to guess, I'd say she named it after the father. This is his first son, and he probably wanted a junior. But let's continue listening to TMZ until we get further updates.
Don't know that means there's anything absolutely wrong with the baby. Again, this seems to be about the time that she would be expected to give birth, but we don't have an update yet. She was in the hospital, so keep checking the website. Obviously, when she gives birth, we will have that. Now, to the testimony, and Cassie was a big part of the testimony today. The person who was on the stand is a woman named Capricorn Clark, and we had heard references to her last week during testimony from one of Diddy's ex-assistants. Capricorn Clark is also a former assistant. She worked at...
Hold on. I think I'm going to bypass this because everybody's saying the same thing. We've already heard it 1,000 times at this point. Nicole said Alex Diddy. Nicole, now you know that is so nefarious. And then, hold on. And then Andrew says, well, we can all thank God that the baby is okay after what she's been up to. I absolutely cannot. You all are something else, okay? You all are something else. Anyway, not Alex Diddy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyway, let me check for some updates because y'all are just a whole hot mess. I don't want anything to do with the nefariousness of it all. Let me go to CNN. Let's see here. Okay, nothing from them. The last they posted was the information I gave you 11 minutes ago about Cassie getting stitches after Diddy beat her before she went on a trip. Okay, so here we have from the Inner City Press 2 minutes ago. AUSA says the perfect match premiere. What did you see? Nash says Cassie had a black eye. AUSA says, when was Mr. Combs violent with you at a music video? Nash says, yes, I was outside smoking a cigarette. Puff came and threw me on the car and started choking me out. Honey, say it ain't so. And what did you do, honey? I hope you fought back. At least pinched him. Okay, so then Nash says, Puff said, y'all keep going out. AUSA said, did you report anything to the police? Nash said, no, I was afraid of retaliation from Puff. AUSA said, did you get anyone on staff? Nash says, Christina Coram, KK. AUSA said, what did she say? Nash said that she would talk to him. You know, she probably told him the same BS that she allegedly told Little Rod, aka Rodney Jones, when he reported that Puff had made a threat or grabbed him in the biscuits or did something nefarious to him. And then she said, oh, that's just how he showed you he likes you. Honey, please don't put your hands on me to show me that you like me, okay? Because you might pull back a nub is all I'm saying. Okay, so this 1 minute ago from CNN. Deonte Nash's boss, stylist Derek Roche, called him to say that he had given Nash's address to Combs, who was on his way there. Now, see, I would have had to go in on my boss because who in the hell told you to give Diddy my damn address? Okay, I don't care if he's Diddy. That's one thing I don't play about, giving out my address. No. And he gave it to Diddy of all people. Nash then dropped Cassie Ventura off on Sunset Boulevard so she could catch a cab. Honey, Nash said, bump this. Diddy's on the way to my house. Girl, you got to get your ass up out of here and catch you a whole cab, honey. I don't have time for this, honey. He already choked me out on the car. Don't you know your man's crazy? Okay, so anyway, he told Cassie, do what you got to do, honey. Catch a cab, honey. I'm not here for it. Now, when Roche and Combs and his security guard arrived at Nash's house, Combs searched the house asking where Ventura is. Now, he all up in this man's house searching without a warrant. Honey, I would have stopped him dead in his tracks. Sir, I'm going to need you to come back when you have a warrant. Okay, get out of here. So anyway, listen to this, y'all. Diddy is a damn certified fool. Okay, Diddy is a 24-karat gold fool. I want y'all to pay attention. He's a 24-karat fool. Says that he searched the house asking where Ventura was. He looked in the oven. So what now? This idiot looked in the oven? I mean, was it close to Thanksgiving? What is he talking about? Combs then took Nash's phone, which showed Ventura was calling him from a nearby hotel. Combs then demanded that Nash drive to the hotel while he followed so Nash could get Ventura to come out the hotel. Lord, did it kidnap this man too, honey. Oh my goodness. AJ said, not the 24-karat gold fool. Yes, that's what he is, honey. Who looks in an oven, honey? What did he think this was? Hansel and Gretel? Honey, I am so done. So anyway, he done made this man go so he can try to lure Cassie out of the hotel room. Also nefarious. So Nash knew that he knew the staff at the hotel. So Combs told him to sweet talk his way up to Ventura's room, honey. Did y'all hear this? HFG said, how many people did he kidnap? Child, I don't know, honey, but it's all coming out in the wash. Okay, we'll know by the end of it, honey. This is all crazy. It's so told him to sweet talk his way up to Ventura's room. Combs, the security guard and chief of staff, Tony Fletcher, went with Nash up to her room. Ventura was frightened when they got there. I would have been frightened too. You already got a black eye, a gash, and all this, and now this fool's following you. You can't go anywhere, honey. He had her in prison. Okay, now when they told her to go downstairs, Combs was waiting outside. Ventura said she was going to go over the balcony as she walked toward it. What? Was she about to kill herself? Hold on now. Because remember, Cassie said something about suicide. Y'all remember that? Said that When they told her to go downstairs to Combs waiting outside, Ventura said she was going to go over the balcony. Lord, she was about to jump. That's what it sounds like as she walked toward it. Nash testified that when he left the hotel, he noticed a car was following him and thought it was Combs' security. He said he turned off his lights and sped away until he lost them and then went to a different hotel to spend the night. Honey, this is all crazy. Y'all hear me when I tell y'all, God dang it, Diddy is the candy man. Okay, do not say his name 3 times and look in the mirror. Do y'all hear this? This sounds like a movie. This man had everybody on pins and needles and clearly walking around on eggshells. All right? Got people so scared of him, he think they're willing to hide in ovens and all this. People following people at night, honey. People can't even go to their own residence. They got to hide out at hotels, honey, just to keep safe. Taking people to abandoned warehouses and training them up and making them take lie detector tests for days on end. Like, this is, oh, honey, this is definitely racketeering. Diddy, I'm sorry, honey, but you're going down. Okay, anybody saying at this point this is not mafia type behavior and this is not Rico, y'all need to sit down somewhere. Diddy is a whole mob by himself. He didn't even need anybody else. He is the mafia by himself. Honey, listening to this foolishness, but let me continue. So the man said he had to find a different hotel and spend the night, honey. Imagine somebody following you in the dark of night and you have to speed up, turn off your lights so they can't see you, honey. Okay. Then he says, I didn't think my home was safe to go to that night. Lord, can't even go home. Nash said when he returned to his home the next morning, his backpack containing his ID, $1,000 in cash, and his iPad had been stolen, honey. They done broke up in this man's house and cleaned him out. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Nicole said, Diddy worse than the cartels. He certainly is. Oh. The Inkwell said, sounds like a Lifetime movie, okay? Tubi. Huh, this is all crazy. At the end of the day, actually, this is so good and juicy. This sounds more better than a Lifetime or a Tubi movie. This sounds like something you'd see at the theater, okay? What would we call it, honey, if this was a movie? What in the world would they call it? Diddy on the Loose? The Return of the Diddler? Okay? I find it all so nefarious. Anyway, let me see if there's any updates, honey, because Diddy is doing the absolute most at this point. Okay, so 2 minutes ago from Inner City News, because that just came from CNN. 2 minutes ago from Inner City Press, AUSA says, did Cassie tell you she was going to a hotel with Mr. Combs? Nash said yes, weekly. She would pack SEX toys. AUSA said, did she say she wanted to go? Donaldson says, objection. The judge says overruled. Nash says she said she didn't want to go. AUSA said her 29th birthday. Tell me. Nash says, Puff asked me, should he surprise her on her birthday? AUSA Comey says, what did you say? Nash says, girl, I was not about to tell him not to surprise her. Now, I bet everybody laughed at that. And listen, he's talking to the prosecutor. Gonna call this woman a girl. AUSA said, did she use the word freak off with you? Nash said, not like freak off, more like freak off. AUSA said, like a verb? Yes. Look at him. This is all a hot mess. Not like freak off, more like freak off. Okay, that's how he said it, honey. This is all a hot mess. So stay tuned for more updates. What are y'all thinking so far? Ladybug said, Diddy, the raging bull from hell. Okay, I am so done. Leon said he's a plum fool. I mean, he really is. Okay. Sheila said, this is making my heart pump Kool-Aid. Mine too, honey. All right. Then they got threatening people to put them in the East River. Honey, sleeping with the fish. This is absolutely mafia type BS. Reggie says, Lauren of the Breakfast Club, I know how Cassie was the only female at the FOs. That's grossly tragic. Okay. Ty's Kitchen said, I think the chickens have come home to roost. I do too, beloved honey. Diddy, your ass is going down, honey. Okay, he is all nefarious. Ladybug said Nash is funny. He is, honey. Okay, he is. And you heard how Matthew Russell described him, said he sounds a little sassy. Honey, we already know he's sassy, honey. When he told her, girl, you know I can't be sitting up there telling him not to surprise her. Okay. This is all a hot mess. Okay, so anyway, I don't think I'm gonna play this this TMZ video because quite frankly, we've already heard more than once what Lauren, I mean not Lauren London, but what Capricorn testified to. So, you know, I hope you all are enjoying this because I sure am. This is all so juicy. Okay. The Inkwell said Diddy made melodramas, not music. Okay. Aquagirl Rodden said Mary J. Blige was there rugged up too. Hashtag allegedly. I bet she was, honey. You know, they say she was pregnant by Diddy at one point. Now, this is all rumor and speculation. Don't take it more than anything than a grain of salt. But they did say that Mary J. Blige allegedly was impregnated by Diddy and had to get a besorption. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say the word. Okay, now here it is right here. Let's get into it, honey. Ooh, here goes some more nefarious details, y'all. Hold on, let me make sure I don't forget anything. Now, the last I said from CNN was the fact that this man said his iPad, $1,000 in cash, and what else did he say was stolen? And his ID. Okay, so now from 2 minutes ago, Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura's, also testified that Sean Diddy Combs was violent with him a few times. Nash recalled an occasion around 2013 during a music video shoot for Ventura when Combs attacked him while he was outside smoking a cigarette. Combs grabbed Nash and threw him on a parked car, saying to Nash, I told you, I thought I told y'all not to be going out. Y'all wilding. Y'all wilding. Y'all hear this? This is all nefarious. Diddy said, I thought I told y'all we won't stop. No, he said, I thought I told y'all not to be going out. Y'all wilding. Nash testified that Combs was referring to the occasion he testified about earlier when Combs told Nash that he couldn't go out because Ventura would want to go with him. So I can't go out because Cassie don't want to go out and you don't want to let her. Diddy, sit your little narrow ace down somewhere. Okay, where's Suge Knight when you need him? Because, honey, I done went and got Suge Knight on Diddy's arse a long time ago. I had to call Suge Knight from an anonymous phone number, honey, and told him, Suge, Diddy's downtown at so-and-so, and he has 3 guns on his lap. If you can get 4, you might want to go catch up to him. Okay, please sit down, Diddy. Now, this is from a minute ago. Stylist Deonte Nash's testimony so far has detailed the ways that Sean Diddy Combs controlled Cassie Ventura's life, which the prosecution is using to prove the underlying racketeering conspiracy charge. Okay, this is what CNN legal analyst and defense attorney Misty Maris says. Nash testified to elements of control that he witnessed. Okay, she says he testified that Cassie's entire persona, her wardrobe, her hair, that was all controlled by Combs. But more so, he had actually heard Combs say, I'm going to beat you. That he had heard Combs say, I'm not going to release your music. That he had heard Combs say that he was actually going to get her parents fired. So all of these things are threats that speak not only to the underlying RICO charge, which, by the way, looking back to the indictment, part of the prosecution's narrative is that he coerces women into romantic relationships under the guise of dating. But it's really for the purposes of engaging in S trafficking. Maris said that Nash's testimony also speaks to the aspect of force, fraud, or coercion that prosecutors need to establish for S trafficking. Maris noted that there is this common theme now that there is always threats looming over Ventura based on accounts from witnesses. Threats looming over Ventura based on accounts from witnesses. And because Nash was forced to take the stand because he was subpoenaed, he doesn't seem to have a reason to lie. Well, honey, I sure believe everything he's saying because it's all adding up. I mean, the way he described that incident when Diddy knocked her head upside the headboard and the wound and all of that and the plastic surgery, that's already been verified with Cassie's own testimony as far as I'm concerned. And we did see the pictures and they were ghastly, honey. Oh, that was a nasty gash on her head. Deonte Nash, a stylist who worked for Sean Diddy Combs, said that he would help Cassie Ventura hide from Combs, often at hotels. Combs would then blow everyone's phone up, describing how Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, would also call them saying Combs had calmed down and they should come back to the house. Honey, I wouldn't fall for that. And We Next, aka DSB, said Diddy looked like a straight up demon. You already know, beloved, because that's exactly what his nefarious self is. And thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, so that all been said, she told him they need to come back to the house because he didn't calm down. Okay, he might be calm for now, but what else is going to set him off? Okay, to the point that he acts like a whole damn fool. All right, so Nash testified that he talked to Coram about the violence against Ventura. Coram said she'd speak to Combs about it, and Nash said, but the violence continued. Nash testified that he never reported any of the violence he witnessed out of fear of Combs retaliating. This is from less than a minute ago. CNN also. Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and a friend of Cassie Ventura's, testified that Ventura would go to a hotel with Sean Diddy Combs about weekly. He said he often saw her packing a black duffel bag with sex toys for those stays. Nash testified that Ventura told him she didn't want to go, but she did because he wanted her to. Nash recounted the night that they celebrated Ventura's 29th birthday. Nash testified that Combs and Ventura argued at dinner, and Combs told her that he did everything for her, but she couldn't do this one thing. Nash said Ventura told him that Combs was mad because I don't want to go to the hotel and freak off with him. Can't she get a break, honey? This is clearly nefarious. And this further proves the S trafficking charge. For those of you that may be curious, if she didn't want to participate in these alleged acts, which by the way were, illegal because they were hiring male prostitutes, okay? So, AKA gigolos is what they called them. Okay, so anyway, she didn't want to do it. And you know how that goes. Whether you want to do it sometimes and sometimes you don't, if you're forced to do something, that's still illegal. Okay, when it comes to those things. Okay, so anyway, honey, this is all crazy. Diddy, you're going down. They're proving their case as far as I can see. Yes, they certainly are. So let me just show you all something, because I saw somebody say something about the movie that Diddy was in, y'all. The movie Monsters Ball. That's the name of it. When his artist was going to the electric chair. What if this was real life? What if this was art imitating life? Let's go to it. Now, I'm going to put an overlay, and y'all already know I have to mute the sound. Y'all not going to hear a darn thing because I'm not trying to get any YouTube copyright claims and whatnot. Okay, but I'll let y'all see it, but we can't be listening to it. Look at him. Pure example of life imitating art. Look at his nefarious self. That's where he ought to be for real, if you ask me. Okay, for the deaths of Tupac and Biggie, he should be on death row, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care who's mad. I said what I said. Queen, does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? I'm going to venture to say that art imitates life, because usually the art comes out first and then life follows. Look at this. Diddy was in prison in this movie years ago, and now he's actually on his way to prison. So yeah, I'm going to say that art imitates life. Life doesn't imitate anything. Life is just life, beloved. Look at it. Take him on down. Take him on down. Bye, Diddler. Cookie said Diddler got too much blood on his hands. Yes, he does. And this is where he's going to be going for real. Except they're not going to walk him down to the electric chair. He won't be on death row, but he's damn sure going to get that life sentence. And he can kick, scream, flinch, and all that stuff. At the end of the day, he's going down. Okay? Going down, Diddy. Justice for Tupac and Biggie. Okay? If y'all didn't see this movie, y'all need to, honey, because this is a good movie. Monsters Ball. Y'all know Halle Berry won an Oscar for this. Angela Bassett was the first choice for this movie, but Angela Bassett said there wasn't no way in the hell she was going to be butt naked in a movie having sex with Billy Bob Thornton's ugly arse. Okay? They let Halle do it, though. That's the only reason Halle won that Oscar, because after she had to do that scene with Billy Bob Thornton, honey, please. And you know he's probably a whole vampire. Y'all remember when him and Angelina Jolie were together and they wore those vials of blood around their necks? Honey, that's all some weird stuff. Okay? This movie was good. That's right. Easy said justice for Kim Porter. All right. Diddy, that's going to be your fate, honey, in real life. Okay, that's going to be your fate in real life, diddler, you nefarious devil. Okay? Ty's Kitchen said he misused his blessings. I'm listening to you watching Mississippi Burning. You know what? He did misuse his blessings. And it's really a shame, honey. Mississippi Burning is another good movie, honey. Okay, it's another good movie. Y'all know when that movie first came out, they had fights in the movie theaters, honey, where the people don't look like us got so mad that they was put on blast, honey. They started fighting the folks that look like me. Yeah, honey, look that up. Okay, that's a good movie. Now, but with that all being said, he definitely misused his blessings. Can you imagine getting it out the mud, even though Diddy didn't get it out the mud per se, because his father was a whole gangster, worked with Frank Lucas before his demise. But his mother, you know, they had a nice upbringing. Diddy went to a private Catholic school and all of that, so he didn't come really from the gutter. But just imagine, nonetheless, he made it to billionaire status and now losing it all because of the demons that he couldn't put in check. You see, Diddy allowed his demons to control him. You see, this is what happens, beloveds, and I want you all to pay attention, because the truth of the matter is we all have demons. We all have demons, okay? I want you all to pay attention to that. But the fact of the matter is we are supposed to control them, okay? It tells you in the Bible that God gives us dominion over demons, these malevolent spirits. Okay, we all have them. If you didn't see this Disney movie called Golden Compass, check that out. It literally showed how these demons were attached to the people. It's like done in like a cartoonish way, but the symbolism is there. And the fact of the matter is, you know, Diddy's demons were controlling him. They were at the wheel. Okay, and when you allow your demons to take control, that's something you voluntarily do. That's something you voluntarily do, okay? Because we absolutely have dominion over these entities. So, you know, Diddy, if anything, he should have pled mental insanity and said the devil made him do it. That's what he should have done. Diddy should have said, I'm not guilty by reason of insanity, honey. He came in there talking about diminished capacity, trying to make his rug use the culprit for some of his nefarious actions, but he should have come in there and told him that he was possessed by multiple demons, and then showed him that book that he was reading to conjure up them demons, the Lesser Key of Solomon, and then told him how he was engaging in bacchanalias and conjured up the Roman god Bacchus. He should have told him all that. They'd have known his ass was crazy then and locked him straight up in a mental institution, okay, for the rest of his days. Okay, that's what he should have done. But Diddy, you're going to be in prison, honey. I wonder if R. Kelly's waiting on him. That's right. Ty's Kitchen said, like Fallen. Denzel watched the movie. Exactly. That was a good one, too. Okay. Natasha said, the devil plays with you. Mm-hmm. Gwendolyn said, Diddy should have taken the deal. Yeah, he probably should have taken that plea deal, honey, but Diddy thought he was going to get off. And, you know, here's the thing. I do believe that the reason Diddy didn't take the plea deal is because Cara said, you are funny. You gave me a good laugh. Thank you, beloved. But I believe that the reason Diddy didn't take that deal is because the government has already said once he's found guilty, they're going to take all of his assets. It's called civil asset forfeiture. Remember, I've been telling you all this for months now. And so if he'd taken the deal, that would be an admission of guilt, and they would basically just go ahead and take everything. There would be nothing left for his children. You know, he has all that generational wealth, but sadly for him, he's not going to have it regardless, because he's still going to get found guilty, and they're going to take it anyway. So he definitely should have taken that deal. Okay. Empress Nandy said, the way he obtained his billionaire status was through all of this debauchery that he's continuing. It wasn't obtained righteously. Well, you got that right, beloved. And for those of you that have been watching, you remember I did a video about that. And I also did a TikTok. Honey, they took down my TikTok channel. I'm going to have to start a new one. But anyway, that basically I was talking about how in the Bible, when it talks about a rich man, a camel entering the eye of a needle before a rich man enters the kingdom of heaven. And I said, when I was a teenager, I used to always wonder what that scripture meant. Are they saying that rich people can't go to heaven? And if not, and if they can't, why? But when you think about all these nefarious crimes that many of these billionaires have been accused of, that's why they have that scripture. Because I can assure you that most people, if not all, who are billionaires, these people did nefarious things to get to that status, okay? Have you not heard rumors about many of these people? Let's look at Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, Diddy, okay? Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, Vince McMahon, Peter Nygaard. The list goes on and on. Okay, the list goes on and on, honey. Andrew said, Queen, here's a question. Who ended up with all of Jeffrey Epstein's assets? Ooh, that's a good question, honey. Jeffrey Epstein probably has his own assets over there in Israel, honey, where they probably sent him, because they claim that he took himself out, and maybe he did, but I have questions because they said he's buried in a mausoleum next to his parents and his name is not on it. So we have no way to verify that conveniently. I don't know. That's a good question. Whoever was in charge of his estate, whoever he left, whoever was the executor of his estate, likely dispersed all of that, honey, if he didn't take it with him. Because he may not even be dead, honey. They said he was working for the Mossad. Okay, Ty's Kitchen said, Queen, you know what happens when the devil is done using you, and he does too. He's fighting his last fight. He has no intentions on staying here if he loses. That's true. That is very true. You know, my insider told me that Diddy is not coming out of that jail alive. Okay, no matter what. That's what my friend seems to think, my insider. Nicole said, that's why I like this channel. Always diverse communication. Thank you, beloved. Okay, thank you. Pio Bunyan says, they act crazy, never thinking how it could come back. Right. Okay. Oh, crazy. Aqua Girl Rising said, he's still on that island, shaking my head. He was spotted after from a drone. This is all a hot mess. I wouldn't put anything past these people, honey. Okay. Now, okay, so 3 minutes ago, they announced that Cassie welcomed her son. We already have that information. See, we beat CNN to the punch. Okay, then from 1 minute ago, Deonte Nash said he stopped working for Sean Diddy Combs in 2018, but they've kept in touch, occasionally talking on the phone or over text messages. Now, why would you be talking to somebody who choked you out on the top of a car? Okay, why would you be talking to somebody who you saw beat the hell out of Cassie, your friend, until she had a gash? See, these people just can't leave Diddy alone. I want y'all to pay attention to this. These people cannot leave Diddy alone, okay? I find it all so crazy because I wouldn't want anything to do with him after some of the things they claim to have witnessed. This is very interesting. I think it's all about clout chasing, quite frankly. Some of these people want to be, you know, like the girl Capricorn Clark said she was on vacation with Rihanna. So they probably just want to keep up that fabulous lifestyle. But at the end of the day, is it really worth it? I wouldn't think so. Jamal said, Queen, do you think he'll live to see his sentencing? I absolutely do, beloved. Yep, I absolutely do. Now they say he said he'd act loving toward Combs when they spoke, despite everything he witnessed and personally endured. He noted that he has not pursued legal action or made any money or any money demands against Combs. Nash said that he is still close to Ventura and they speak pretty often. When asked how he feels about Combs now, Nash said, I don't hate him. I mean, I don't. It's just not in me. Okay, well, I do, beloved. Okay, now 1 minute ago, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey completed the direct examination of Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura's, before the jury was dismissed for a brief recess. Defense Attorney Xavier Donaldson will conduct the cross-exam on Nash after the break. Okay, so they're now going to a break, and while they're going to a break, we're going to go to a break and play us some good music. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right. HFG says, what you said about people and their demons was truly a word, Queen. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you for your kind words and for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Yes, absolutely. We all have demons. Let me tell you all something. We all have demons as well as spiritual guides or guardian angels, whichever you want to call them. They're the same. You can call them your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, whatever, but we all have both. Now think about this. Remember when we were children and we would watch the cartoons and they would have the little devil on one side and the little angel on the other? That was subliminal. Those were subliminal messages. That was your consciousness. Okay, that was your consciousness. Okay, so the devil telling you to do something bad, then you had the angel over here trying to reason with you to say, no, you shouldn't do that. Now, you see the little cartoon character would be confused as to who to listen to. Okay. So with that all being said, we all have the same. You see, once we get of age, you know, the age to where we can understand the difference between right and wrong, and we can make a conscious decision. See, children, you know, for the most part, they're innocent, so they may not understand what right and wrong really is. I mean, they know that they shouldn't do certain things, but do they really grasp the concept of it as adults do? The answer is no. So when you come to the age that you know and consciously decide to do wrong, well, that's when the demons can attach themselves to you. Okay, they sit back and watch and wait. And that reminds me of a video that I want to show you all. Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I sent this to my emails because I was like, what in the world? I really need you all to see this. Okay, hold on. This was very interesting. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Hold on, beloveds. There are so many that I sent. Let me see here. Is this it? Hold on. I'm going to have to go through these till I find the right one. Okay. That's not it. Just give me a second. And while you all are giving me a second to find this, let me put on some smooth tunes from some of the music I've created on AI. Please pay attention.
Light shining down in the moonlight, but I can't help but feel this connection flow with every move. Too long floor where you smile makes me want more. Heartbeat and sing at the sound of soul. Tonight we dance, just lose control. I can't resist the way you move. It's been bliss. Your eyes easy. Like the stars above, this night is ours. Wrapped in our love, the bandits play. Our melody sweet, can't help but feel the rhythm in my feet. Even like the earth is spinning. On those to dance, where we both live. You got that groove. Let's do this.
Okay, so I just found it. Now I want you all to pay attention to what I said about demons when you watch this video. Okay, I want y'all to hear this because, honey, this really shocked me, and this was not staged. This is absolutely real. Okay, check this out.
Hey, Eliza. What? Do you remember the day you were born?
No, but I remember when the earth would open and I crawled out of hell.
Interesting. Hell no. My damn kid said something to me like that. I'm stopping the car and getting the hell out because I've just soiled my trousers, all right? And I don't want that up the upholstery. Listen, baby, you're going to want to get yourself a young priest and an old priest and wish for the best, all right? Because Annabelle is about to up your entire life.
Hey, Eliza.
Now, did you all hear what that child said? Did y'all hear what that child said? She said, hey, Eliza, do you remember the day you were born? She said, no, but I remember the day the earth opened up and I crawled out of hell. Now, this is a child who sounds like she's about 2 years old. Let me play it again.
What? Do you remember the day you were born?
No, but I remember when the earth would open and I crawled out of hell.
Interesting.
Child, did y'all hear that? Honey, I would have made an immediate call to the Most High. Excuse me, Most High, I know you're probably busy. This is just the little old Queen Ahmadiyyah. But I have a package that I'd like to return to sender. Yeah, I don't have a receipt. But could you please take this right on back? Say what? That child said, I remember the day the earth opened up and I crawled out of hell. What in the world is a child that age doing even saying such a thing? Now, I'm sorry, but there's demonic entities in that around them. Okay, that's where that kind of stuff comes from. Y'all can believe it if you want to, or believe it or not, but that's where that kind of stuff comes from. Isn't that crazy? Crawled out of hell. Honey, miss me with all of it. And I'd have been going so quick, that child would have had the house to herself. Okay. Absolutely nefarious. Now, hold on. I want you all to see this other video too, because Diddy might try to get sent to this prison when he's convicted. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. There is a prison where they have killers, rapists and all kinds of nefariousness, and these people are living like how some of us are living, okay, in prison. Now, of course, this isn't in the United States. It isn't in the United States. Let me see if I can find that darn video, honey. I find it all so interesting. Hold on, let's have another music break. Okay, so I'm still looking for that, but while I'm looking for it, this is what I want you all to see, and I'm glad I clicked on this because I meant to tell you all this earlier, or I did mention it to you all earlier on the first broadcast, that there was a video that I wanted you all to see because you need to pay attention to the S trafficking that can occur when you are in a different country. Okay, so let me just say, CNN reports that 1 minute ago, defense attorney Xavier Donaldson has started his cross-examination of Deonte Nash, the celebrity stylist. Okay. They say court may go later today so Deonte Nash can finish testifying. Honey, please don't. Please don't go later. Okay, please don't go later. All right. Okay, this is from Inner City Press. They say, before the jury comes back, AUSA says this witness has a flight back to LA tonight. We'll rebook it if we have to, but if we could stay a little later and finish with him, I know he'd appreciate it. Judge says, I think we can. I told the jurors we might stay until 4. Okay, that's not so bad. The jury enters. Okay, 1 minute ago, judge says we might stay until 4, Mr. Donaldson. Donaldson says, how are you? Nash says, I'm blessed. Donaldson says, when he met with the government, you had an attorney present. He says, yes. Donaldson says, the subpoena didn't mean you had to go to their office. He says, right. Okay, so that's all we have for now. But let's go to this video because I want you all, specifically these ladies, to be paying attention to how this S trafficking stuff happens when you're in different countries.
shook right now because I just watched a video of a girl pretty much saying that she thought the locals were being nice to her, but they were really making her a target or marking her by putting a ribbon on her ankle. Happened to me when I was in DR. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought they were being nice. I never really considered the fact that they might be marking me or this might make me an easy target, or once I walked out of where I was at, somebody would be out there waiting. Fortunately, after he put the ribbon on my ankle, I just was like, it's not really my style. I don't like it. Like if it was like a cute gold anklet, maybe. I didn't like it. So as soon as we walked out, I ended up taking it off. And I'm like, thank God something in my spirit told me to take that shit off as soon as I walked out.
Okay, so y'all heard that? Did y'all hear that? So I want you all to pay attention. So when she went out of the country, now this young black lady was in the DR, Dominican Republic, but the other person whose ankle they showed as they were placing the ribbon on it, they didn't really, that person didn't really know what was going on. But here's what I want you all to pay attention to, because when these things happen, everybody is in on it. Okay, everybody is in on it, because here's the thing. There was someone who said to me that they had gone to the Dominican Republic as well, and they were at this hotel, and they had someone where they were at a club or whatever, and someone put a ribbon on them, okay, on their ankle or something like that. And then so they saw someone following them to the hotel. It seemed like somebody was following them or whatnot. And so when they got into the hotel, they basically went up to their room. Okay. Now, mind you, they told the person at the front desk that they thought somebody was following them or something. Anyway, long story short, they go to their room and they fall asleep. And so the next morning or sometime during the night, shortly after they got in bed, they heard somebody at their door, men talking in a different language. Okay, it sounded like at least two men, and they were talking in a different language, right? So the next morning, she said finally they tried to get the door open but couldn't get it open, and so they left. But then the next morning, not after not having a really good night's sleep, because who could sleep after that, right? So she then goes to the front desk and asks them if they can check the cameras, because there was somebody at her door the night before, and they refused to do it. Why did they refuse to do it? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because they were in on it. Okay, these people at these hotels, they're in on it with them. The people at the bars, at the clubs, the bartenders, they'll put something in your drink. They'll mark you. And that's another thing too. There was something put in her drink because she said that she was feeling really, really sick. Okay, really, really sick before she went to bed, after she had been given a drink by someone. But these are the things that they do. They all are in on it, people. Okay, please pay attention. This is some scary stuff. Imagine being out of the country and you think the locals, because you don't know the culture, you don't know how they get down, and you're just thinking they're being nice and trying to tie something around your ankle. Honey, please. They're marking you to let people know this is a tourist, somebody who's probably here by themselves. You know, and another thing too, the young lady said the person was asking them questions like, are you here by yourself? Do you have a boyfriend with you? Just trying to find out. They didn't realize this at the time, but until later, hindsight is 2020. But they realized that the reason the person was asking all these questions because the person was trying to find out as much intel, if they're there by themselves or whatever. So all crazy, all real crazy. Please pay attention. I mean, these people are nefarious. You never know what is going to happen. Okay, so let me see if they have any more updates. Nothing yet from CNN, just stating that Deonte is being cross-examined. Okay, nothing else from Inner City Press either. Okay, so let me see if Emily's posted anything. Oh, this is another video I want you all to see while we're waiting. Andrew says 2 girls from Australia just died from that. Are you serious? Wow. D-Nice said, Queen, sound stuff up. Great music for AI. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. That's crazy, Andrew. Now, let me tell you all something. See, it's very easy to get caught up in things like this because people are not on their P's and Q's. You're out at the club, you're having a good time, you probably had a little something to drink, you know, and people sometimes tend to let their guard down. So you just have to be careful. Now, I'm going to go to this video, honey, of this man that went to prison. And what kind of prison is this? Okay, I want y'all to pay attention to how they live in large up in this prison, honey. Please pay attention.
New inmates are greeted the way I was, with a handshake.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Drug smugglers, murderers, rapists, all doing time in a maximum security prison that feels more like a college campus.
This is home?
Yeah, this is home, yeah.
Karsten was convicted of killing a man in Brazil. This is his cell block with a full kitchen, big screen TV, laundry room.
You have a key to your own cell.
Yeah, everybody have their own
Shit, these motherfuckers at a resort.
key.
He and the rest of the prisoners are locked in overnight. The rest of the time, they choose when to lock the door to their cozy single bed cells with a TV and a private bathroom.
I used to be in prison in Brazil, and there was a cell just a little bit bigger than this, and there used to be 15 people in the same room.
The point here, to turn criminals into good neighbors.
Always have coffee on the go. Thank you.
Rehabilitation, says the prison governor, starts on day one.
We take the freedom from them, but when they are here, we try to help them to get a better citizens.
Inmates have a normal work week, giving them routine and responsibilities, training to be car mechanics, and graphic designers in a state-of-the-art studio.
From the city hall, we're getting jobs from them.
Learning skills like restaurant prep, where they're trusted to handle knives, can help them get jobs on the outside.
Get the fuck out of here. These motherfuckers living better in there than they was out here. Shit, I would never want to go home.
Where new inmates are greeted the way I was, with a...
Y'all see that? Honey, they're living large, honey. Okay. Andrew said, Queen, yes, they were out drinking and they died from ethanol poisoning. Wow. You know what? That reminds me of something, beloved. That's what I meant to tell you all. So there was some stories a couple of years ago about all these people going to the Dominican Republic and they kept getting sick. There was something being put in their drinks and there was something going on in the hotel rooms. Do you all remember that? And they were urging American citizens not to go. It was all real crazy.
There's nothing like summer.
It was all real crazy. That was a few years ago. Okay, so now let's get back to the updates from 2 minutes ago. Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura, confirmed that he hasn't filed a lawsuit or sent a demand letter to Sean Diddy Combs. Defense attorney Xavier Donaldson asked him if he was considering pursuing civil litigation against Combs. He said, no, I'm focused on getting out of here. Donaldson asked if Nash could retain counsel to consider suing Combs. He said, I have counsel to protect me. I don't do federal court. I know that's right, honey. Sit up there talking to the feds, honey. Ain't nobody got time for that. Unless you're trying to send Diddy to prison, though. Okay, then we got all the time. Okay, so that's it for now. That's from 3 minutes ago. And remember, they said they're going to be concluding the court at 4 today. So we're going to be on here an hour longer. Okay, Cookie said, I got to charge. I will be back. Okay, beloved. Now, with that all being said, hold on. There's another video I want you all to see. I'm going to show you all these videos, honey, because these videos are nefarious. Okay, this one right here, honey, where an 88-year-old man who don't look like me hit this lady and injured the little 2-year-old that was with her. And, honey, the judge was all too lenient on him. Now, could you imagine somebody who looks like me hitting a little white child and the judge being as lenient? Honey, it won't happen. It will not happen. And I know they say, oh, why do you need to make everything about race? Well, honey, I didn't do it. This country did. Okay, it's run by wanton supremacy.
Just what she could have said.
Shalante couldn't find the words to ask Judge David Mattia to keep 88-year-old George Belasco off the streets after he's accused of hitting her and her 2-year-old son Genesis in a Mark's parking lot in Parma back in March and then taking off. Outside the courtroom, she asked for justice for Genesis.
The judge making an example. It's not okay for the elderly to be doing this to children and adults as well.
Prosecution asked for GPS monitoring, while Belasco's attorney told the judge his client is a father of 3 adult children and grandfather of 6 and has lived in his Parma home since 1969. not a flight risk.
Enter a plea of not guilty. I believe those bond conditions are unnecessary to secure Mr. Velasco's appearance in court.
Both Shalante Maddox and Genesis are recovering. Genesis suffering a serious head injury, numerous cuts on his face, and a broken arm after he was thrown from his shopping cart in the accident.
Okay, we'll set Mr. Velasco's bond at $10,000. It'll be personal. Mr. Velasco, we will order that you surrender your driver's license. You not have driving privileges during the pendency of this case. We'll put you on court supervised release, but no GPS monitoring.
I waited 33 days to see nothing happen today. And just to see the person that did this to me and my son just sit in court with his family, and my family couldn't even come in.
Just so she could have stopped.
Shalante Maddox couldn't find the words to ask Judge David Mattia to keep 88-year-old.
I'm not trying to be funny, but when you get 88 years old, please don't drive. Okay, I don't care if you feel like you're in excellent health or whatever. Honey, your cognitive abilities are just not up to par as they were when you were 40 years younger, okay? That being said, 88, no, you should not be driving. Sir, you're pushing 90, and here you go. And then you done hit somebody and kept going, and because you're elderly and don't look like me, they want to give you a $10,000 bond. Honey, that's 10%, okay? Take 10% of that. This is also egregious, all right? Really boggles the mind. But you know they wouldn't have been so easy on one of us, like I said. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's go to this video about this man, honey, this witch. This lady that he felt like was a witch tried to give him a hug, honey. You know, this reminded me of Tasha K's movie. That movie that Tasha K just put out on Tubi. What's it called? The Last Interview. That's what this video reminded me of, honey. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, here we go.
Be careful who you let tattoo. Watch this.
I think we're not. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless you. You see, when you're looking for my energy, but you can't access it. It's not accessible. You see, your energy, I've overpowered it already. You understand? In the name of Jesus, I've already overpowered it. You understand? Because you know where it is. You know where it is. You know where it is. You're trying to access it, but you can't. You're trying. That's why you keep touching. But that's why I gave out my hand, because I know regardless of whatever you're doing, it won't work. You understand? I can already see in your eyes that you're playing with something. I'm telling you now, repent now. Repent. Witches and devils are...
Be careful.
They damn sure are. Y'all see that, honey? She wanted to hug him for what, honey? Please miss me with it. Okay, honey, she wasn't trying to seduce him. She was a whole witch. She might have been trying to seduce him. But at the end of the day, honey, this is why I don't like people touching on me, okay? I do not like people touching on me. And I'm going to tell you something else I don't like. You might get cursed out for trying it. When I wear my stones and crystals, don't try to reach and grab them. If you like a stone or crystal that I'm wearing, you can just say that, okay? But do not, under any circumstances, try to reach out and touch it, because I'm going to have a whole fit, because those things absorb energy. And I go through a very thorough ritual of cleansing my stones and crystals every time I purchase new ones. Okay, that's what I do. And I don't like anybody trying to touch on, honey. Some people just walk up to you and be like, oh, let me, honey, get your hand up out of my face. Okay, that's facts. Now, so let me tell you what it says. They say witchcraft and spiritual attacks are real, but as believers, we are covered by the blood of Jesus and have authority over all the power of the enemy. That's in Luke 10:19. Okay, so here's a breakdown of how witches may try to use touch to cast spells and how to guard yourself. The power of touch in witchcraft. Now, in many occult practices, physical touch is believed to be a way to transfer energy, intentions, or curses. This can happen through handshakes, pats on the back, to transfer demonic influence. Objects given to you, items like jewelry, gifts, or charms, can be spiritual attachments. They absolutely can, honey. They absolutely can. Let me tell y'all something, honey, in a second. So blessings or gestures appearing harmless but spiritually dangerous. See, you can't let everybody pray for you. Some people be like, oh, let me pray for you, honey. Don't pray for me. I don't know you. You might be praying to somebody other than the Most High. Okay, so you have to be careful about that too. Now, how to protect yourself? Stay prayed up. Cover yourself daily with the blood of Jesus. Revelation 12:11. I prefer Psalm 91, the 91st Psalm. Okay, that's my prayer for protection. But choose whatever you like. Be discerning. The Holy Spirit will warn you. 1 John 4:1. Break all ungodly ties. If you feel uneasy after an encounter, renounce any spiritual transfer in the name of Jesus. Okay, absolutely. Anoint yourself using oil as a physical act of consecration. James 5:4. Now, I'm not going to go there with that because here's the thing. For those of you who follow the spiritual channel, you already know that we don't need to anoint ourselves with no oil. That's a whole allegory because the oil is in fact already inside of us. It's in our brain, in a part of the brain known as the colostrum. This oil, this sacred oil, is released once every month. If you're eating right and living eating a clean, healthy diet and abstaining from sex, you get this oil once a month. That's 12 times a year. Okay. And this raises the Christ within, or the Kundalini, as some people call it, energy. Reggie said, put on the whole armor of God. Exactly. And that's why I wear my stones and crystals, because if you read in the Bible, they talk about the high priest having to put on the whole armor of God. And that was the breastplates, which contained the 12 stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel, representing our birthstones. Okay, those are our birthstones. All right, and remember the Pisces, which is, a person who's prophetic. Many say we have psychic abilities, and you all know that I absolutely do because I prophesied many things to you. But our stone is the amethyst, and that is the stone of the psychic. Okay, so do your research on stones and find which one you like if it's not your birthstone, which my birthstone has always been my favorite. Now, with that all being said, defense attorney Xavier Donaldson asked Deonte Nash about his relationship with Ms. Ventura. Mrs. Fine, Nash corrected Donaldson, because she's married to Alex Fine. Okay, so she married Alex in 2019, so he's right. Earlier today, multiple news outlets reported Ventura and Fine welcomed their third child, a son. They also are parents of 2 daughters, Frankie and Sunny. Okay. It sounds like Cassie named her children after things that, like, just think about how Diddy said he was in a dark place. When Diddy was in a dark place, he kept Cassie in a dark place, in my opinion. And now Cassie is in the sunshine, honey. She's living her best life. She's out in the light of day. So is that why she named her child Sunny? And let's not forget that Frank Black and Frank White were the names he used when he rented the hotels for the freak-offs. Is that why she named her daughter Frankie? Okay, and is that why Nicole thinks that this new child, the son, is going to be named Alex Diddy? Nicole, you are so nefarious for that. I absolutely cannot with you today. Okay, so here's the last update from CNN 1 minute ago. On cross-examination, defense attorney Xavier Donaldson confirmed with Deonte Nash that he became a celebrity stylist after first being hired as an intern for Bad Boy Entertainment. Donaldson suggested Sean Diddy Combs help Nash to get his start, to which Nash agreed. He said, go ahead. Nash also confirmed that he helped Cassie Ventura select her wedding dress. Did Diddy have to approve that too? Okay. All right. Just Anticipate said the new child's name is Sean. Child, I thought you were serious for a minute. I was like, what? Okay. And now with that all being said, there's one more video I want to show you all from Instagram. I think it's only one more, but this one is about colorism. And this man told a story that made my blood just run cold. I was so mad. I was so mad that anyone would do such a thing to a child. Okay, so let me pull this up because colorism is absolutely real. And if you grew up dark-skinned like I did, even though my uncle tried to tell me the other day, you aren't that dark-skinned, honey, I'm dark-skinned enough. Okay, I'm not light, bright, and almost white. So clearly I'm dark-skinned, honey. I don't know what you're talking about. I might not be blue-black, but I at least am chocolate, okay? So that all been said, honey, it's hard. It's hard being dark-skinned in the world sometimes. You know what people used to always tell me when I was young? And they thought this was a half-ass compliment, but I always took it as an insult. They would say, ooh, you are so pretty for a dark-skinned girl. That's what they used to tell me, honey. Ooh, you so pretty for a dark-skinned girl. I didn't like that at all because, first of all, are you trying to imply that dark-skinned people usually are not attractive? That's how I took that, okay? That's what some black people used to tell me, honey. Lighter skinned black people. That's what they used to tell me. You so pretty for a dark skinned girl. If you don't sit down some damn where, I'm tell you what. White people used to tell me when I was a little girl that I looked like Lola Falana, honey. I'm like, who is Lola Falana? I had to go look her up, honey. They told me I looked like Lola Falana when I was a little girl. I find it all so interesting. Okay, because you know, when I found out who Lola Falana was, I became a fan. But nonetheless, let's get into it because this is just low down. And this man is so handsome. And then he thought he was ugly because of what his low down, dirty aunt did to him because he was dark skinned. Let's get into it. If you have dark skinned children or children, period, speak life, love, and happiness into your children. Tell them that the Most High loves them, that they are important, that they are beautiful. And just tell them all sorts of things, honey, because if they get it from you, they won't have to look for it out in the streets. Okay?
I had an Aunt Bessie. That devil lived to be about 95 years old. I don't know why devils live a long time. The lady was a devil, man. Aunt Bessie didn't like dark-skinned kids. And my parents sent me to the family reunion. They didn't go. They sent me with my aunt and uncle. Nobody to fend for me. And Bessie had a field day with my little black behind. I was, as you can see, chocolate brother, so I was a chocolate kid. And growing up in Mississippi to a fair-skinned lady who hated dark-skinned children. And this stays with me because oftentimes people are like, oh my God, you're so handsome, so beautiful. And you're hearing it from me. I don't see what people see. I'm just being honest. I just don't. And here's why. I had one encounter after another that will cause mental and emotional pain, that will scar you. So by the time I was 31, I felt like I lived to be 50 because it was just compounded pain. So we at the family reunion, house full of kids, everybody's eating pizza. I grabbed my pizza. Bessie said, you're going to sit your black ass right out there with Penny. You can't eat in my house. I'm 8 years old. And I said, huh? She said, you cannot bring your black ass in my house. Sit out there with Penny. Penny was a dog. Penny was midnight black. I can still see the little boy today sitting on the step eating a piece, and nobody came and said, Bessie, you're wrong.
Woman said, shine your light on the world.
Beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Poppin' pin is swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark came dim my.
Okay, that was so sad. And I had to turn my own music on because they had music playing, honey. I didn't need a copyright issue. But that is so sad that she told that man that. And he's a handsome man, so I know he was probably a handsome little boy too. Just low down and dirty. Told him go eat outside with a dog. Honey, I would have went home and told my mama. So she could have gave her a whole uppercut. Okay, please pay attention. Nancy X said, you remind me of Diana Ross. Thank you, beloved. You know, I get that too, honey, when I was younger with these big eyes, of course. I absolutely got that too, especially before I had my locks. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's see what we have going on here. Just doing people dirty. Okay, so nothing yet. Let me see what Inner City Press. Inner City Press must be all into the scoop, honey, because they haven't posted since 30 minutes ago. Okay, here we go. This is from Inner City Press. Okay, they say, Donaldson says, as a head of Bad Boy, it was in Mr. Combs' interest that his artist Cassie looked good, right? Nash said, I suppose. Donaldson said, and Bad Boy paid for Cassie's studio time, right? Nash said, yes. Donaldson said, Miss Ventura can't go to the studio under unless Mr. Combs pays. Okay, so Donaldson says, what is young and reckless? Nash said, a streetwear clothing brand. Cassie owned a part of it. Donaldson said, Mr. Combs had nothing to do with it. Nash said, he had to approve everything. Donaldson said, was Bonna or Brianna Bungalon involved? Now, that's the lady that accused Diddy of dangling her over that 17th floor balcony. Okay, that's who that was, Bonna, also known as Brianna Bungalon. Okay, said wasn't she involved? And Nash said, as stylist. Wonder why they're bringing her up. Because all that's going to lead to is that 17th floor story, if they haven't mentioned that yet. Okay, and so anyway, that's it for now. Looks like we have another update from CNN from 1 minute ago. They say, remember we left off with him saying that he helped Cassie to purchase her or pick out her wedding dress. Okay, so during cross-examination, celebrity stylist Deonte Nash confirmed that a music label like Bad Boy Entertainment had an interest in making sure their artist appeared a certain way. Defense attorney Xavier Donaldson asked Nash if it was important for the person running the label to make sure an artist's clothing looked good. He said sometimes, yeah. Now he's trying to be careful, trying to be like nonchalant about it, but he knows darn well that's what these people wanted. They have to make sure that their artists look good. But Diddy, in my opinion, was just doing way too much. Okay, just doing a whole lot is all I'm saying. Okay, so anyway, now with that all been said, honey, let me just go to this. DJ Big Six said, what wedding dress? The one where she married Alex Fine, beloved. I was just being facetious when I said that Diddy have to approve that too. Okay. So Sheila said, Queen also favor actress Gail Bean, my opinion. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I also get Teresa Randall, the one that played Martin Lawrence's wife in Bad Boys, and she also played in Girl 6. I get that all the time. In fact, I showed you all a picture of me beside her one day, and you all agreed. Okay, so now that all been said, we're just waiting for the next update. I'm going to go to this video for you all's entertainment.
Who are you? You. No, not me, you. Yes, I am you. Just answer the questions. Who are you? I have told you. Are you deaf? No, you is blind. I'm not blind, you blind. That is what I just said. You just said what? I did not say what. I said you. That's what I'm asking you. And you is answering. Shut up. You. Yes? Not you, him. What's your name?
Hold on, you all. Did I stop that too soon? Let me play it back, honey. I was distracted because somebody walked in the house. Hold on.
Who? Me? Everybody's around here. Him? Who are you? You. No, not me, you. Yes, I am you. Just answer the questions. Who are you? I have told you. Are you deaf? No, you is blind. I'm not blind, you blind. That is what I just said. You just said what? I did not say what. I said you. That's what I'm asking you. And you is answering. Shut up. You. Yes? Not you, him. What's your name? Me. Yes, you. I am me. He's me. And I'm you. And I'm about to whoop man, because I'm sick of playing games. You, me, everybody's around here. Him? Who are
Okay, Chris Tucker is something else. Okay, now here's a video about the mysterious death of Eazy-E. Now I'm going to put an overlay up on this. I'm going to put an overlay up on this, quite frankly, because this is a clip of an interview and I don't need any problems. Okay, hold on, beloveds.
I ain't gonna believe this. Here's a video of someone that was with Eazy-E a couple days before he got full-blown AIDS. Listen to what he gotta say, then I'm gonna show y'all how to heal from it.
We go back to LA. 2 days later, Eazy got full-blown AIDS. He ended up going to the hospital, and something happened in the hospital. When you say full-blown, that shit happens over years. This nigga got full-blown AIDS in 2 days. Only thing you can think about is a motherfucker was injected.
If I had a
Yeah, that was always interesting to me that he got it within 2 days, like a short time span. Okay, I always thought that maybe he was injected. Okay, Maybe he was. So anyway, that's all interesting. Okay, so let me see if we have any updates. Okay, nothing yet from CNN. Let me go to nothing from Inner City Press. Okay, let me see what I have for you guys. Let me see what I have for you all. I could have sworn. Let me see if I have this. Is this on my other email? Hold on, because I saw, I could have sworn there was a video that somebody sent me. Yeah, this is it right here. Now I'm going to go to this video. I don't know. Let me see how long it is first. Okay, I'm not going to go to that. I changed my mind. It's like 27 minutes, and I'm not really here for it. Okay, so anyway, let me see here. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to show that video. Cookie said, Queen, I was told that I was cute for a dark-skinned girl. I used to have a complex. Not no more. I'm a queen. Okay. Yeah, that's how people used to do, honey. They still do, some of them. Okay, so anyway, we're sitting here waiting for updates. Y'all bored yet? Let me see what I can find for y'all to keep y'all occupied, honey. Keep myself occupied too. You know it's going to be over with soon because it's 3:19. They said over at 4. So I really hope they get done asking this man his questions under cross-examination by 4 o'clock because I'm tired, honey. Y'all probably saying, Queen, how are you tired? You're not doing anything but sit at the computer. Yes, I know, beloveds, but nonetheless, y'all don't forget that I'm under the weather. Okay? I done messed around and caught something, honey. I've been sitting here eating garlic yesterday. Hold on. Okay, so let me go to Lauren London. Lauren LaRosa. I don't know why I keep calling this young lady Lauren London. Okay, so I'm going to go to her video that she posted to her YouTube channel. I didn't even know she had a YouTube channel, but now that I do, let me go to it. Okay, I'm going to put an overlay because I don't want any smoke. Well, let's hear what she's saying. This is from yesterday. 17 hours ago, Diddy chased Kid Cudi with a gun. Allegedly, Diddy's former assistant alleges he blackballed her. No, do we really want to hear this? No, we done heard this story. We heard the story enough already. I'm not going to go to that. Let me try to see what Emily's up to. If Emily's posted anything, let me go to her Instagram. Hold on, you guys. Let me play some music for you all while I'm looking. Let me see here. I'm going to play some oldies but goodies. How about Sweet Devotion? Yeah, that's what I'll play. Okay.
Let's take it slow. In this moment of magic, the emotions got a groove so smooth. I'm feeling the rhythm. Let the love begin. Your warm embrace. It's a heavenly touch. Tonight is ours. Let's not rush. Move me with that sweet devotion. I need love that's like the ocean. Hold me close and make it last. Baby, don't let it go too fast. Let the sound of love fill the air. It's like a dance with moments to spare. Turning up the heat, let the passion ignite. In your arms, everything feels so right. Every heartbeat echoes our sweet song. Together, we can never
Okay, let me cut that off. Y'all know, honey, that's more smooth tunes from the queen. Okay, so listen. Now let's take a look at this. Now I was looking for a particular video, you guys, but DJ Big Six said any word on Smokey Robinson. So that's what that made you think of. I haven't heard anything, beloved. I'm still waiting. Now listen, I think you all need to see this. It was posted by Tasha K. Says a woman claims that she uses vaginal discharge in her breakfast muffins. Says it's a secret ingredient. How nasty is that? How insanely nasty is that, honey? See, this is why you can't be eating at everybody's house. Okay, please pay attention, honey. This is why you cannot be eating at everybody's house. Y'all hear this? This is pure D nasty. Bonafide nasty. 24K nasty. Okay, y'all heard it? Listen.
And I put it in the fridge, and it kind of thickens up over time. And I make a bunch of baked goods with it because it just adds like this little bit of a sour flavor. And I know everybody tastes different, but I taste a little sour, he says. So it just adds like this sourdoughy flavor to it, kind of like your own sourdough starter. My husband recently got a new job, and he has to get up extra early, so he hasn't really had time to, like, you know, eat in the morning, if you know what I mean, because I don't wake up early. And so I decided I would just keep muffins in the fridge all of the time, and he could just grab it and go and get a little taste of me every day.
Child, you nasty for no damn reason. Okay, y'all heard the bullshit. Now I want y'all to pay attention, because guess what? Her husband is probably taking that nasty arse stuff to work. Them nasty ass spirit cooked muffins, because that's what it is. She's spirit cooking, y'all. Please pay attention. Don't let it escape you. Okay? Please pay attention. That is spirit cooking at its finest. Now I want you all to pay attention. So her husband's probably taking them nasty arse muffins to his job, honey, and sharing them amongst his coworkers. Hey, you hungry, man? Oh, don't worry, I got some breakfast muffins my wife made fresh. Child, boo, you know how mad I would be about eating one of them damn things? Honey, him and his wife both would have had lumps upside their heads, okay? The size of golf balls, no less. Do y'all hear this? Sheila said she's serving yeast muffins. Oh, honey, I absolutely cannot. This is all so disgusting. First of all, she said it tastes a little sour, and then says she puts the sourdough flavor in it, your own sourdough flavor. And then, child, first of all, my question is, how did she even happen upon this recipe? Like, what in the hell, the entire hell, no less, made her decide all of a sudden that she's going to put that in her food? Okay. Blaska said, Queen, have you heard anyone testify that Puffy is gay or likes men? No, nobody has said anything of the sort. Nobody said anything of the sort. In fact, they asked Punisher if he ever had any sorts of reactions or interactions with Diddy. He said he wasn't even allowed to look at Diddy, never had a conversation. They never spoke. There was absolutely no interactions with Diddy. Okay? That's what they said, honey. And then they said they did testify that when one person looked at Diddy, accidentally made eye contact, Diddy cursed her arse out. Okay? Tyology Terry says, make a tincture. Ooh, honey. Ooh. Reggie said back in the 80s, we had to worry about Karen's using veggies as her toy, but now we worry about fluids and gross stuff. Child, this is all nasty. Ugh. I mean, who would do such? Well, you know, she's probably a little witch. Okay, probably a little witch, honey. Then got the nerve to do a whole video. That's how you know that she don't think anything's wrong with that. Out here boldly bragging about spirit cooking, honey. Ooh, honey, this would be against the law. This should be against the law, honey. I'm telling you right now, if I was one of his co-workers and even thought that I took a bite of one of them nasty ass muffins, honey, I would press charges to the highest of my ability. I sure would. Because he got the game effed up. And she does too. It's just nasty for no damn reason. Who does that? Okay, who does that? Can y'all imagine? Let me see if we got any updates. We up out of here in about 33 minutes. DJ Big Six said, how come her channel didn't get taken down? Honey, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine, beloved. Okay, so now, let me see here. So from 2 minutes ago, the court is taking a 10-minute break after Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura, requested one. Oh no, he didn't request a break. Y'all hear this? He asked, he have him a break, honey. Defense attorney Xavier Donaldson said that he won't be finished with his questioning by 4. Lord have mercy. Donaldson, what the hell you mean you won't be done by 4? You can't get done in 30 damn minutes. How many questions you gonna ask this man? Honey, he was just the stylist. Okay, sir, I'm tired. I'm gonna leave y'all ass on here by y'allself, and I'm just gonna leave the broadcast going, and y'all can sit here and figure it all out. Because I ain't got time. Okay, says he said he wouldn't be finished by 4. Judge Iris Subramanian said they'll go until 4 and then end the day. Okay, so the judge said, sir, whether you're gonna be done or not, this is all you're gonna get. Okay, this is all you're gonna get. So it is gonna be wrapped up at 4 o'clock, honey. He can miss the boat. And here's the thing: that man has to catch his flight. That's right. Aqua Girl said, Queen's tired. I am, y'all. It's a struggle just to even sit here. I told y'all I was under the weather. Y'all so low down and darn dirty. Nobody even sent me a get well card or anything, honey. I could have been, y'all left me for dead. All y'all care about is me getting on here and giving y'all the scoop about Diddy, honey. So y'all can say you heard it here first. Y'all are so low down, okay? Y'all are nefarious. Nobody even called to check on the Queen and see if I was dead or alive, honey. I told y'all I was going through it yesterday. But y'all didn't care. Just keep posting the receipts, Queen. Just keep breaking it all down, Queen. Is Diddy going to jail, Queen? You think Diddy's going to get away with it, Queen? Where's those videos you said Diddy had with the big time people on it like Lucian Grange, allegedly? Queen, did you see Big Gene getting into it with Donut? That's all y'all care about. Ooh, y'all so low down and damn dirty. I don't even know why I put up with this ish. I need to close out my damn channel right now and say, uck it all. Okay? Nancy said, no, Queen. Reggie said, get some rest and feel better, Queen. Thank you, beloved. April said, you sound better. Thank you. I'm glad I do, honey. I told you I was eating garlic all yesterday, child. You know how nasty garlic cloves are? When you have to eat them raw, just to try to fight off a whole virus, honey. Ooh, honey, y'all just don't know, honey. I was laid out, stretched out. And then here's the thing. After I got off the live yesterday, thank you, Tyology Terry, for sending healing energy, beloved. I appreciate you. Cookie's talking about I got a cup of orange juice. Cookie, if you don't get up out of here, tell me you got a cup of orange juice for the Queen, honey. Look at Aqua Girl Rising Nefarious Cell talking about not true, Queen. That's it. Said you so nefarious, Queen. Y'all are the ones nefarious, honey. I'm sitting up here I'm about to lose my life, honey, out here trying to get these dinner receipts out to y'all, because y'all know, honey. Okay, look at Pyro Bunyan talking about the Diddy content. That's all he give a damn about, honey. Don't even care about me. Y'all is low down, honey. Has anybody ever been treated so bad by their darn chat? Oh, this is all crazy. Queen Diddy did it, okay? Can I just leave it? Leon talking about Queen. I put a card in the mail. Thank you, beloved. I know you did. The rest of them are just low down. If the Inkwell said drama Queen, you must have been something else as a child. Oh my goodness. No, you didn't. Okay. No, you didn't. Inkwell, I'm going to tell y'all a story because you just made me think about something. Honey, I was something else as a child, according to my dad. Okay, Michael said, Queen, with your ranting, I noticed there's a problem. You need to take a rest. Okay, I do, right? Oh, okay. Dorana said, I'm finally off work. Well, I'm glad you are, because the Queen isn't, honey. I got to stay here to 4. Sheila, you're so sweet. Said, get well soon. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you for your kind words and your contribution to the channel, beloved. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and blessings. The rest of y'all little low down selves, honey, y'all just left me for dead. Didn't even give a damn. Okay, look at y'all laughing. What's funny? Huh? What is funny? Look at Gwendolyn talking about Queen Child. I am back here cooking and listening to you fussing. Alice said, you know you're wrong. Mel said, Queen, you've been holding us down. Thank you, beloved. Okay, Songwriter Sonny said, don't let the Queen fool y'all. It's been 5 years, so I know they're twins running the channel. Songwriter Sonny, you are so damn shady for that. Said twins running this channel. I know you are so wrong, okay? Cookie said, ain't they, hold on, let me go back. Not twins running the channel. Cookie said, ain't they Queen? We are Pisces. Yes, okay? They just do me dirty, honey. That's okay. That's okay. Y'all better hope Diddy doesn't get off, because I tell you, if he does, honey, ain't nobody gonna be running this damn channel, because I'm going straight to Costa Rica, honey, never to be seen or heard from again. Okay? Tyler DeTy said, right between all her channels, something's adding up. Okay? Just Joy said, that's what my co-worker's wondering. What's so funny? Listen, y'all know I love y'all. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here, but I really was feeling so bad, honey. That's why I was late this morning. This starts at 10:15, honey, because I could barely peel myself, literally, out of the bed. Songwriter Sonny said, the queen is a public figure played by identical twins. Oh, Songwriter Sonny, stop telling all my business. Dang. Okay. Oh, Cook said, I will be with you. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so listen, no more updates so far. Let's see what's going on here, honey. We out of here in 30 minutes, though. When I tell y'all I'm going to hit that bed so hard. Oh, Lord have mercy. When I said that, it just made me think about Diddy hitting Cassie's head on that darn headboard. Diddy, you damn devil. I really want to fight him. I really want to fight him. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's this from Inner City Press. So they're going to let this man who's, since they're leaving at 4, they're going to obviously have him come back tomorrow. Here's what it says. Okay, from Inner City Press, 12 minutes ago. Nash says, and this is the person testifying, can I take a break? The judge says yes. Now the jury leaves. Judge says, Mr. Donaldson, how much more? Donaldson says, no way, I'll be finished by 4. Judge says, did you know that before I told the jury it would be 4? Donaldson said, I didn't know. Judge said, well, we'll go to 4. AUSA says, I'll rebook. So they're going to have to change this man's flight, honey, so he can come back tomorrow, because they're not going to be done by 4. This is all a hot mess. I find it all so interesting. Deron said Queen won a box of Sugar Smacks, and that's on box. Won a box. Oh, Queen won a box Sugar Smacks. I thought you said I wanted some Sugar Smacks. Yeah, I do want to fight Diddy. I really do. Okay? Alice said I'm snitching to the wigs. No, Alice, why would you do that? You're going to snitch? Oh, Lord, this is all nefarious. Mel said you teach me a lot. Thank you, beloved. Okay? Y'all, I can't wait for these last few little minutes to pass. I just can't wait. Let's go to another. Hold on. Let's listen to some more music while I see if we have any more updates coming through the pike. Let me see. I'm going to play By Haters, because I don't even remember this song. I've only been playing Haters Around the Corner. I haven't played By Haters in a minute. Let me see this. I don't even remember how the song goes. Let me see here. Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production. Every time open a sex game, my kick and words my favorite. Can't even only been money saves. It's like an earthquake, don't calling you out. Queen of close to head, this kid about me about such a nice place. Just a more for all. All right. By haters. Okay. I forgot all about that song, honey. I've been playing Haters on the Corner. All right. So anyway, hope y'all like that music. Let me see here. Let me see what we have going on here. Okay, one new update. Okay, so they said 2 minutes ago, they report that Nash is now back on the stand. So I guess his little break is over, honey. Okay, so that's from CNN. He's back on the stand. And they say he's wearing a jacket. Nash is back on the stand wearing a jacket that he didn't have on before. He said it's freezing in here. How do y'all do this all day? The jury is now entering. So that's why he wanted that break so he can go to the car and get that darn jacket, honey. He ain't fooling me. Okay, so now that's CNN. Let's go to Inner City Press. 1 minute ago, they said they've come back. Donaldson says, nice coat. Nash says, thank you. Donaldson said, what size? Nash said, not your size. Donaldson said, right answer. Mr. Combs was the final decision making. And Nash says, no, some of them look terrible. Donaldson said, you were friends with Miss Fine? He says, yes. Not him going in on the defense. Okay, so that's it for now. Let's see what else comes through. Ugh. Just Joy said, I do be freezing in court. Cold-blooded folks got to work there. Okay. Ladybug said, Nash is a comedian. All right. Up there cracking all the jokes. It probably is cold in there, though. But, you know, it's good when it's cold in places like that because it helps to prevent you from catching all sorts of viruses and things in some cases. That's why they like to keep hospitals cold, clinics and things of that sort. Okay. Because it usually can help fight off viruses. So I really don't mind when it's cold. I just take me a jacket. A songwriter Sonny said, what's the jacket sponsor? Calvin Klein. Okay. Honey, it might be an old Sean John jacket for all we know. Okay, so it's 20 more minutes, you guys. 20 more minutes. Sitting there talking about, wow, I wonder why the defense asked him what size. He said, not your size, Sonny. So, you know, do you all think Diddy is going to get off? What do you all think? Do you think they're going to get a retrial? What do you all think? What do y'all have to say about it all? Because what I think is that Diddy is going to be convicted, as he should be. I think he's going to be convicted, unfortunately for him. But then his defense team is going to immediately file an appeal where they're going to try to get that conviction overturned. Okay? DJ Big Six said he thinks he's going to get off. Thinks he's going to walk. Cookie said no retrial. They're going to definitely try to get a retrial, though. Reggie says, I think Diddy will win on appeal due to prior bad acts. There you go, Reggie. See, Reggie been paying attention to the queen. There you go, Reggie. Reggie said he think he's going to get off due to them prior bad acts. Okay, that's where they upped up. That's where they upped up. And let me tell you something. You know, that little stunt that the defense pulled, actually, they pulled quite a few stunts, in my opinion. A few that I pointed out to you. One, for example, was when they talked about Don Richard's testimony, when they said something about something that Don was supposedly going to testify to. And then they said, the defense was complaining, saying they didn't want her to testify to certain things or whatever. And the judge was like, didn't y'all know this weeks ago? Like, why are you bringing this up right before she takes the stand? I told you all then. He knew what he was doing, Mark Agnifilo. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted to wait till the last minute because he knew the judge was going to go ahead and allow her to get up on that stand. And then he would have all of the reason that he needed to add that to the appeal when they try to get this overturned. And then it was something they did. I want to say it was yesterday. I think it was Xavier Donaldson, perhaps, One of the other attorneys complained about something. Or was it Brian Steele? But they had complained about something too. Was it about some evidence? I can't remember what it was exactly, but they made a complaint. You all remember? And then the judge was like, wait a minute, didn't you all know this? So they're doing these things on purpose, waiting to the last minute to try to file motions or just complain about it or whatever, because they already know the judge is just going to go ahead and let it fly. Okay, and then they want to come back later and use it against the court. Okay, so 1 minute ago, or less than 1 minute ago, Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura, said Sean Diddy Combs did not approve looks for Bad Boy Entertainment artists other than Ventura. He said he didn't think other artists had anyone approve their looks. Nash said, now that I know of that, because some of them look terrible. Most of the artists kind of did their own thing. So he's trying to say they didn't have no taste. Nash, is that what you're saying? So basically saying that Diddy only worked to approve Cassie's looks. Okay, so that's from CNN. Now let's go to Inner City Press. Last thing that Inner City Press talked about was the jacket that the man wore back on the stand. Okay, so now Donaldson says, when's the last time you spoke with Bina? Now remember, Bina is the lady who Diddy dangled over the balcony, 17th floor. When's the last time you talked to Bina? Nash says, yesterday. Donaldson said, not about testimony, right? Nash said, right. She saw it on the news. Uh-oh. I want y'all to pay attention. I see a little trick. I see a trick coming. I see DJ Big Six caught it too, because he said, damn, Deonte. Yes. Did y'all hear what he just asked him? He said, when's the last time you talked to Bina? He said, yesterday. Now, why is he asking him that? Is Bina going to testify? Well, of course she is. She's going to likely testify as one of the victims, probably victim 4. And then she's going to probably tell the story about being dangled over that balcony. Now, why is this important? Because here's why. If he has just spoken to her on yesterday, the defense can make the argument or try to insinuate or imply that, in fact, they got together to corroborate stories. Okay? Please pay attention. That's why he asked him that. And see the way he did it, real sneaky fashion. When's the last time you talked to Bina? First thing I would have thought was alarm bells would have gone off in my head. And I'd have thought, why is he asking me that? See, this guy didn't answer. He didn't think about it. He just answered. Oh, yeah, yesterday. Honey, I would have thought real quick, because first thing I thought is, why is he asking about Bina? Okay, so anyway, he says, not about testimony, right? Nash replies saying, right, she saw it on the news. Donaldson said, when you speak with Cassie? Nash says, yesterday. I congratulated her on having a baby. Uh-oh. What did y'all talk about? Okay, Donaldson says, you saw her take rugs. Nash said, Coca-Cola, the kind that goes up the nose, ecstasy, and MDMA. Donaldson said, mushrooms and acid. He said, I'm not privy to that. Donaldson said, not to get into your business, have you ever used Coca-Cola? Nash said, yes. Oh, honey. If he'd asked me that, I would have said no. But if I had ever used it, I would have said, sir, as you said, don't get all up in my business, honey, because Diddy's the one on trial, not me. Okay, sir, I have nothing to do with this except up here telling my side of the story. Quite frankly, don't ask me about any rugs, because then the prosecution already tell the defense, please pay attention. Why did he ask that man that? What relevance does it have if whether or not that man ever tried Coca-Cola? What relevance is it? I don't see any relevance. And here's the thing. If that's the case, why did they ask all of them collectively if they've ever done rugs? But you see, the prosecution, if you recall, I showed you all the petition that they filed a motion for, asking the judge to not allow them to ask anything, the defense that is, to not allow them to ask about Cassie's STDs, and to not allow them to ask any of the witnesses for the state or for the government, for them not to ask them any questions about SCX assault as it may have pertained to them, any prior criminal history, and also not to ask about any rug use. So that being said, why did he ask him that? That's probably going to come up later. Let's just keep watching or listening. Okay, so anyway, 2 minutes ago from CNN, celebrity stylist Deonte Nash said that he last spoke with Cassie yesterday after she had a baby to tell her congratulations. And to tell her, I'm going on the stand to testify tomorrow, girl. Child, you know I'm going to tell him how Diddy beat the hell out of your ass, honey. Remember that time he knocked you upside the head, honey? You hit the headboard and had to get plastic surgery? Girl, you know I'm going to tell it all up there on the stand, honey. I don't even know why they bothered to call me, honey, because I ain't want nothing to do with this. But, child, I got a subpoena. Okay? I want y'all to pay attention. That's exactly the conversation they had. All right. What else you want me to say, Cassie? Should I say that Diddy was in charge of telling you what to do and when to do it and how to do it, and that he picked out all of your clothes and shoes? Girl, what else do I need? Hold on, honey. Let me get my pen out and take notes so I can write it all down, honey. And oh, and by the way, I noticed they've been calling you Miss Ventura. Child, that is so damn disrespectful. They know you got a whole husband, honey, and 3 kids. I'm about to tell them from the get-go, right out the gate, to call you Miss Spine, honey. I'm going to check them, honey. Okay, honey, I'm going to check. If anybody's going to check them, I am, honey, because you know how we do. Remember that time we had to jump Diddy's ass, honey, and he beat the hell out of all of us and just tossed me and Maya off like we was trash? I'm just up here making a whole scenario in my damn head. Okay, please pay attention. Ladybug said, yep, that's what Nash said, Queen, in that order. Okay. At the end of the day, y'all know that's exactly the conversation they had, honey. He was spilling all the tea and gathering tea at the same time, honey, so he can get on that stand and let it all rip. Okay, he already got together with Cassie and conspired about what he was going to say on that stand, honey. Oh, child, I'm going to make sure his ass don't get off, honey. You heard what Capricorn said about him, right? Oh, honey, she done already got him halfway in, honey. I'm going to go ahead and put the nail in his damn coffin. Child, you remember how he did us? What about that time he jacked me up at that damn party outside? I was all embarrassed, honey, on that man's car, child, because you wanted to go out, honey. I had no control of you. You was a whole grown woman, honey, but he jacked me up and started choking me. Oh, honey, pay back some other. I'm going to get Diddy's ass, honey. He's going down for the count. Now, what else y'all need me to say? Hold on, let me get my pen back out. Child, you know how it went. You know how it went. Panther Strike said, Queen, you are crazy. That was some story. I'm telling you, that's exactly what they said, honey. Okay. That was exactly what they said. Okay, please pay attention. Nicole said he called her for Tootsie since Diddy's in the slammer. Okay, sinners, and that's might be why they asked him, did he do some of that Coca-Cola, honey? Pay attention. Now, Ty's Kitchen said Cassie would know any of these people if it wasn't for Diddy. She shouldn't be talking to them. It's not a good look. It really isn't, in my opinion. I agree with you, because especially the ones who say stuff like, I don't hate him, I'm still in communication with. Why would you want to be in communication with Diddy after all the nefarious things y'all claim that he did? Okay, Lisa Smith said that sounds about right. Thank you, beloved honey. I'm just trying to make y'all laugh at the end of the day. And also trying to talk long enough so we don't get bored, honey, because we only got 10 minutes left. Okay, we only got 10 minutes left, honey. When I tell y'all, I have never been so anxious to end alive as I am right now, honey. Do y'all know my head is spinning? Okay, do y'all know I can barely breathe? I'm not even joking, honey. I'm congested. Okay. Marie said, desperate to maintain the lifestyle. You already know. Clout chasing at its finest, beloved. Okay. Mel said, unbelievable. It is. Okay. Honey, I wouldn't want anything to do with any of them, especially the ones who sat there. Now, you know, here's the thing, though. In all honesty, if I was Cassie, I would probably still be cool with Mr. Nash, because at least he did try to pinch Diddy. Okay, at least he did try to fight. Okay, him and Maya, honey, those are her ride or dies, if you ask me. Because, honey, they jumped on his damn back. Okay, honey, Dawn sat there talking about she was worried about her career. Girl, your career is more important than a life? Honey, let me tell y'all something. And let me just say this, honey. Diddy should have hired me for his defense team. Now, of course, mind you, he would have had to pay me all of that $50 million by myself. I'm not trying to get half of it. I'm not trying to get 10. I would have needed a whole $50 million to defend Diddy, honey, because I would have walked up in there and flipped the script on all of the witnesses, honey. Capricorn up there talking about she was sitting out in that car and Kid Cudi's house while Diddy was inside. And I would have said, Miss Capricorn, do you have any proof or viable evidence, any screenshots, any type of audio or anything to prove and verify that in fact Diddy was the one inside that house? How do I know you weren't there? Miss Capricorn, was it a fact that you wanted Diddy for yourself and you said you had a crush on him and you felt like Cassie was doing too much after she got in so close with Diddy? Yes. Okay, well, since you said that, how do we know that you did in fact also want everything that Cassie had? And that includes Kid Cudi. Did you perhaps go to Kid Cudi's house to blow up that car yourself, ma'am? They did say there was female DNA. And also, by the way, didn't you actually go there? Now, you've already placed yourself at the scene, ma'am, so don't try to weasel out of it now. Isn't it true that you, in fact, went there by yourself to kill Kid Cudi? I'm going to turn it on like Perry Mason and Matlock put together. Didn't you, in fact, go there to kill him yourself? Somebody said it in the chat. Equal said Queen going to do doing a Perry Mason. I told you, honey. Okay, we're on the same wavelength. Pay attention. Yes, didn't you, in fact, go there, ma'am? Okay, angry, bitter, jealous, butthurt, bent out of shape. Cassie already beat you out of Diddy, and now she's going after the next person you loved after you saw him in that whole wedding dress, okay, with this older white man at a party on the red carpet. It was Kid Cudi. That's who you wanted. And so since you couldn't have him for yourself, then you, in fact, go there in the efforts and hopes that you would kill him. And you also opened up some of those Christmas gifts before you did so, because you wanted to know what in the hell he bought Cassie for Christmas. You wanted to steal it, take it for yourself, just like you stole Diddy's $1 million worth of jewelry that was loaned to him by none other than Jacob the jeweler. Isn't it so? Isn't it true? By the time I got through, honey, they would have found her ass guilty, set Diddy free, and put her ass in jail. Girl Rising said Murder, She Wrote. Ladybug said Queen watched way too many Perry Mason shows. DJ Big Six said objection. Reggie said guilty. Sheila said she would have been in tears. Honey, she was already in tears yesterday, so you know she would have been crying a whole river, honey. And then I said, Alexa, play Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. Ma'am, no further questions. No further questions. Your Honor, may I address the jurors? Now, jurors, as you can clearly see, that it is not Mr. Combs, a.k.a. Sugar Smacks, a.k.a. Honeycombs, a.k.a. Tootsie Roll, that did anything nefarious as it pertains to a RICO. He was not the one racketeering. He was not out here kidnapping. In fact, it was all Miss Capricorn Clark. She was also afraid that Diddy was not going to pay her for all the overtime that she worked. And also, she was upset because her own sister, Lauren London, secretly had a rendezvous with Diddy. Now, with that all being said, I move to strike this whole jury. This court is out of order. Your Honor, you're out of order. The jurors are out of order. This whole damn court and trial is out of order. Okay? James Allen said, Queen did a whole Matlock. Duranda said, not Tootsie Roll, Queen. Okay? DJ Big Six said motive. Songwriter Sonny said it was all cap. That's what it was. Okay, Reggie said, Diddy's team better think of this. Okay, I'm putting it out there for them, honey. Maybe they'll watch the video and get it. The Inquis said, Queen can't wait for the defense closing argument. Can you play your rant? They can play your rant, okay? I'm so through. Pretty Wing said, and she said she wanted to protect Diddy. Yes, didn't she say it? She said she was Diddy's protector. Okay, honey, I would have had her ass looking so guilty, honey. By the time I was done, honey, the whole courtroom would have been in an uproar. Everybody would have gagged. Okay, please pay attention. Nancy X said, Queen so silly. Then talk about Queen Perry Mason. Okay, I'm just saying, honey, it's worth a try. Nicole said, we need Queen for this trial. These lawyers suck. Reggie said, crumbs for the defense. Aqua Girl Bright said, everybody's out of order. Martin did that on his show. Hilarious, honey. Okay, honey, that was my movie. Wasn't that Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise? A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. Okay, that's what I'd have told her when she started crying, honey. Capricorn Clark, tell us the truth right now. You said that you were taken to an abandoned warehouse for 5 days straight, kept there for 8 hours while you took a lie detector test by a man that you claim was 5 times the size of you. And in fact, you said and described him as being 2 wide receivers. Ma'am, at the end of the day, isn't it true that you yourself went to that warehouse, okay, just to be nosy and look around and see what Diddy had hidden in there, hoping that you could find a stash of money, perhaps some more jewelry to steal? Child, I'd have went in. Nicole said Capricorn is the real she Diddy. Cookie said you can't handle the truth. Okay, I am so done. I am so done. Okay. Now let me see what else is going on. Okay, so here's from 4 minutes ago. Nash testifies about his rug use. Stylist Deonte Nash testified that he had seen Cassie Ventura take rugs, including Molly and ecstasy, at sometimes inside of her home. Nash testified that he smoked Mary Jane, and he said one of his meetings with prosecutors was cut short after they told him that he had smoked beforehand. Y'all hear this? Lord have mercy. That's why that man asked him if he ever did Coca-Cola. Okay, I knew it was a trick to it. Now, he done sat up there and gone to talk to federal prosecutors, and you're high, sir. They told you that you had smoked Mary Jane. You know how they knew he smoked it? Because he probably looked like he was high as hell on cloud nine, and also because they smelled it on him, I'm sure, especially if he had some of that gas, okay, or some kush. Okay, so anyway, I don't know anything about any type of Mary Jane because I don't smoke it, so please don't get it twisted, okay? Now, however, I have been known to dip and dab in an edible or two. Do y'all remember that day I was on live? I'm gonna go ahead and make a confession. Lord, let me just tell my truth. Y'all remember that day that I was on live and I had that laugh attack, y'all? Something funny happened and I literally could not stop laughing. Do y'all remember that? Honey, I didn't want to tell y'all. But my man said, you might as well go and tell them. They probably even know. But honey, y'all, I had an edible or two. Okay, I had an edible or two, honey. That's why I could not stop laughing. Whatever it was that happened, I can't remember, but honey, it was funny as hell, honey. I laughed so hard I almost passed out. Y'all just didn't even know. Okay, now, here's from 2 minutes ago. Defense attorney Xavier Donaldson walked Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie Ventura, through his testimony about the time Sean Diddy Combs attacked Ventura in her apartment while they were packing for the music festival in Canada around 2013. Nash said that he jumped on Combs' back trying to pull him off Ventura to protect her from him, but also said that he did it to protect him from doing something more serious. Okay. Now, my question is, why is the defense asking this man about this? I'm just wondering why the defense is asking this. Stop that plan. I want to get off. Said, it's okay, Queen. We listen and we don't judge. Thank you, beloved. I'm glad y'all don't, because, honey, y'all know y'all be doing just the same, honey. Don't y'all point fingers at me. Reggie said, I could use an edible right now. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I could too. Nicole said, I think this trial was a scam to pay the IRS back after the stupid 19 fraud. Not a scam. Okay. Cookie said, that's right. That's right, Queen. Do you? Okay. James said, ain't nothing wrong with a little Mary Jane and edible. All right. Honey, those are herbs. Honey, God put herbs here for me and you. Y'all heard what Chris Tucker said. And not to mention, actually it's in the Bible. Okay, not to try to bring the Bible into it, but it is in the Bible. It said the herbs are for the healings of the nations. Okay, and so since they're for the healing of the nations, honey, I mean, look at Michael M. trying to play dumb, talking about, so what are edibles? These are snacks or treats that you make out of THC, aka Mary Jane. Okay, you can take it and put it in like brownies, cookies, cake, whatever you like. That's what edibles are, beloved. That's because you can eat them. You can eat the weed instead of smoking it. Okay. Andrew said, Queen, there's a reason why God made weed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. The devil is a lie trying to make it illegal. All right. So with that all being said, hold on, beloveds. Hold on. I'm about to pull up the scripture, so y'all don't get it twisted, honey. I'm out here doing the Lord's work, and sometimes I need a boost. Okay, don't judge me. Okay, here it is. Let me share my screen. Some of you varmints in here. Ain't none of y'all got 5 on it, okay? Not nary one of y'all got 5 on it. Okay, here it is right here. Listen. The Bible frequently mentions herbs and plants, highlighting their role in healing and provision. Several passages directly refer to plants for healing, such as Ezekiel 47:12 and Revelation 22:2, which mention the leaves of trees serving for healing. Additionally, plants are used in cleansing rituals, like the use of hyssop. Okay, and so that all being said, the herbs are for the healings of the nation. That's right. That's right, honey. Sometimes you got to have some spiritual healing, honey, and spiritual cleansing. That's all I'm saying. What happened was that weed is for suckers. All right, then that was. Call me a sucker, honey. Okay. Crystal said, amen, queen. Aqua Girl Rod said, I got 5 on it. All right. Goddess of Mind said, I love weed. Okay, do you, beloved? Reggie said, we've been ayahuasca is healing. Okay, you know that's what Jada Pinkett takes, honey. That's what Jada Pinkett takes. And you know, my ancestors used to take that too. Okay, my ancestors used to take that. The shaman. And you know, just so y'all know, when they talk about the natives and how they were smoking the peace pipe, what y'all think was in the peace pipe? Okay, what? The same thing that makes you feel at peace. See, think about it. Weed makes you relax. You feel good, so peaceful and calm and tranquil, honey. You just be marinating. But when you do things like drinking alcohol, you get mad and want to fight, especially if you drink brown alcohol, okay? That's how that works, because that's why they call it spirits, because you take on spirits, malevolent ones, no less. Okay, that's why they call liquor store spirits. I'm telling y'all some game right here. I'm giving y'all the game for free. Okay, no, those of you on the spiritual channel, you already know that. And it's a demon, an Arabian demon. Well, the demon isn't Arabian, but the word is Arabian. But this demon called alcohol, and that's where they get the word alcohol from. Okay, so we about to be out of here. Okay, Inner City Press just said, who is Maya? This is what Donaldson said. Who is Maya? Nash said Puff's assistant. Now that's somebody who's going to testify tomorrow. Donaldson said, you and Maya jumped on Combs, Mr. Combs, to protect Cassie from him, right? Nash says, and to protect him from doing something worse. Donaldson said, and D-Rock tried to protect you and not protect Mr. Combs. He says, yes. Now, why? I don't know where this line of question is going here. Donaldson, sounds like you helping the prosecution. Okay, I'm just trying to figure it all out. Now, the judge says we're at 4 p.m. The jury leaves. Who are the witnesses after Maya? This is what the judge asked. AUSA says, we think she will go long, but after her, Enrique Santos. Judge says, after today, Mr. Agnifilo, give you exhibits by 5. Okay, Agnifilo says, we only get back to the office by then. Okay, judge, don't try it. This man is telling you that they don't get to the office until 5. All right, so Chris B said, Jack Daniels make me want to fight, Queen. I stopped drinking it after the first time I felt like that. Okay, I know that's right, honey. I had some Hennessy one time years ago when I went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Y'all know how long ago that was, right? Me and my friend, we sat up there and these guys were buying us free drinks. And I told them I wanted a Hennessy on the rocks with a little Pepsi. And then so my friend was like, no, don't buy it for her. Whatever you do, don't get her any dark liquor, specifically Hennessy. She's going to go off on all of us. And I was like, girl, ain't nobody going to go off. What are you talking about? Stop hating. Let me get my damn drink. Honey, when I tell you I drank 2 of those drinks and went in, I'm talking about I went in on everybody there, including my friend. And then I told her I was going to leave her ass in New Orleans and drive back alone. Mind you, we rode there in her car. Okay, we rode there in her car. And I told her, I said, girl, I'll leave your ass here, honey, and drive back to Atlanta. Don't piss me off. Okay, y'all better sit back. I went in on all of them. And then the next day, when she reminded me of what I did and how she had warned them not to give it to me, I said, girl, you know what? That's my last damn time drinking Hennessy. Okay? I called my uncle, who's a pastor. My uncle's a whole bishop down there in Port St. Lucie, Florida. My uncle Dave. I need to have him on my spiritual channel. I've asked him several times, but he's always booked and busy. But I'm going to try to get him on there because he cast out demons and all kind of stuff, honey. He's good too. But anyway, I called my uncle and told him how I had behaved so foolishly upon drinking that Hennessy and how my friend told me that I always do that. And my uncle said, well, you know why you behave that way. He said, because we're Cherokee. And he said the Aboriginal people, what the white man would do when they came here, they would give them liquor, dark liquor, and get them all liquored up, and they would get into fights, and that would be the entertainment. And he said that's what they would do. He said, so you need not be drinking that, honey. And I didn't drink it anymore. Okay, now I don't drink it all. So y'all can miss me with it. Khalid said a drunk mind speaks a sober tone. Okay, a sober tune. Damn, the queen was twisted. Y'all, listen, this is an old ass story from 20 years ago. Now, don't judge me. Elijah said, you are hilarious, Queen. Thank you, beloved. I'm just telling y'all the truth. These are real stories. Okay, Aquagirl Writing said, Osage the movie. Yes, you know that movie was Killers of the Flower Moon. Speaking of which, we just had a flower moon about a month or so ago. But yes, I saw that movie. I had read about the story of the Osage Indians. And when I saw the preview for that movie, I said, oh, I know what this is all about. It was good too. It was about 3.5 hours long. Okay, Chris said, I don't drink either, Queen. I know that's right. Reggie said, every saint was a sinner, honey. I'm still no saint, honey. I'm still nefarious. Don't get me twisted. Okay. Khalid said, you are good with us, Queen. Thank you, beloved. James Allen said, yeah, I'm a drinker, not a smoker. Okay. Well, with that all being said, honey, Reggie talking about every saint was a sinner, honey. Reggie, I done told you thrice. Okay, I am still nefarious. Okay. I haven't gotten my sinner's cap yet. I'm working on it. But the Lord knows he has a way to go with me, honey. Okay? Because you know why?
Because if you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So anyway, with that all being said, listen, I love you all to life. Red said, me too, a steady work in progress. I know. Aren't we all? Okay. April said, thank you, Queen. You're having some wine now. Okay. I know that's right. Well, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I will see you all in the morning. Okay. So we can get into it. All right. With that all being said, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they